I have I have all of my Hello.
I think judging by the way you're talking, something's wrong.
I mean, and nothing different. I mean, the normal things that are wrong. Uh, What?
And
Huh? How is the
maybe
thing?
maybe this get back in his nursing home in my dad's home.
Oh, that's good. So I know that you were worried about your uncle. So
I know. What was you gonna say?
oh, just like you know how yesterday, I said that my therapist um like canceled and said the thing about emergency room or a hospital and like so like I thought about not doing therapy then, but then I thought, you know, just today I'm so depressed, and I thought, I'm gonna be depressed anyway, so I should just do that. And I went through all the work, and it was so hard because I had to take pictures of this and that, my card and forms print, sign it, copy sent over, to pick another therapist. And so with this person, was a whole different thing. And I gonna have a first call next Friday, if that works, if you know, they don't ban me or whatever, like the other person. So that was a lot. I made an appointment for the car to get looked at again by that person that they said that they were gonna do. So I did that. Um,
Like trying to like give my explanation thoughts on this. But some for some reason I'm not going to because I don't want somebody to get my blood boiling
mhm,
and just start talking nonsense since about me, then
mhm,
that's your management. I tolerated him too much.
mhm,
Today, on this Friday, on this Friday, I'm not tolerating him. I'm gonna just say what's on my mind. And I want you to tell me, Stella, if I'm saying something that's inappropriate to you, then I'm gonna shut the hell up. I don't want him to. I don't want the management to tell me to just to just basically get on me. If I'm
mhm,
saying it wrong, if I'm saying something inappropriate to you, Stella, you tell me. I don't want the management to just take it way too seriously. No.
mhm.
Mm. But
So I
but
started. Mhm.
but basically, I definitely want to talk about yesterday. I mean, when I saw that idiot's messages, I'm like, what the hell does this guy think he's?
Um, I feel like I have so many tormentors, like millions and millions of people that participated in my torment that it's actually like a daily struggle. Like from the minute I wake up, I feel really sad. And so, like, I know that in my sleep, I'm sad over it. And the hardest part of the day is, oh, typically the beginning for me. Um, because I don't know exactly, but I guess I'm assessing life again, orienting to the day, and I feel really sad. Um, and, and then I start to try to go through the motions of chores I have to do and what do I have to do. Um, but I tell myself I'll be able to like go to sleep again when I can, and um, I I find it maybe easier at the end of the day, and I don't know why that is, but maybe it's something to do with the brain waves, like I learned about on Severance last night. That's why I was up late. I watched that OJ documentary on Netflix. The new one. I don't know why. I didn't mean to even watch it, like the whole thing, but then I did. Um,
I didn't watch trial. Yeah, that trial is over. He was found not guilty, even though he lost a civil lawsuit. So basically, what I'm just trying to say to make people out of people making documentaries about different people, the man is in heaven now. He passed away a couple of years ago. So just leave this case alone. This case is done. It's dead. Just let it.
yeah. I I don't know. Sometimes you want something on the TV, I guess, and I didn't know Severance was out, but then before I went to bed, and I brushed my teeth and put my face on cream, your bed stuff. And I had my computer in bed, and my computer popped up like a Severance recap. And I'm like, or episode 3, season 2. And I'm like, no, no, no. And I ran out of bed back to the front room and I put on Severance. And I was like, yes, I love this show. So then that's why I was up really late. So I probably didn't even get enough sleep last night. Um,
And don't forget, you two other people which breaks the feeling.
yeah, they like to go out a lot, especially him. Um, so I had to let them out another time before bed, because I had watched that show, but that's okay. Um, that's just a really hard day for me. And okay, here's the thing. Like, I was trying to think. So, if if you could recall like different points in your life, what you're going through, and at that time, what you wanted, like typically in a job, and evaluate like, okay, what do I not like about this? Like, what do I want? Um, and so I was thinking about like when I worked in the Jack in the Box. Um, I didn't like that. For one, it hurt really bad. Like my legs and my feet hurt really bad, and I didn't want to have to hurt like that. Um, because you weren't allowed to sit or lean or anything. You had to be on the floor, like on your legs all day.
That's what
Yeah,
you on the break until you can still
yeah. It hurt really bad too. My feet, my legs. Um, it hurt really, like, really bad.
clean, cookies, and scrub,
Yeah.
every other day.
Like, and also, I only got paid like 12.50, I think, an hour. Now they raised it to $20, like, minimum. But at the time, I got paid only 12.50. It went up a lot, I guess, since then.
$20.
Well, yeah, but I didn't get paid that, and so I'm trying to say, like, I felt that, I was worth very little, like, it was all my time, and so when I would get my paycheck at the end of the 2 weeks, um, it was very little, and I felt I was worth very little. Also, the way I was treated, not just by the employees there, but by people, I felt like I was treated, like, really degraded, like, demeaning by, like, customers. Um, there's just a lot of ways, like, it's very hard labor, but hard to in your mind, but thinking about what I want in the future. So after work, when I would have time, I put on videos on YouTube of like people that like would resell from the threads, and I thought, well, what I'm doing right now, it pays so little, and I like all the things that was wrong with that I thought, well, if anything, this would be better, you know. Anyway, like I think about my life now, I'm in a lot of pain all the time, and that didn't get better, it got worse. My mental health is worse. I'm demeaned by people even worse. And I feel that I'm worth even less. Like finding out I've been robbed like this, I feel like, like my entire years of work just exposed like for free. People participating in this torture. I feel like I'm worth nothing. Like I feel like um
You are worth something.
well, not to those people, I guess, but in like this
You are worth
7 years, yeah. Mm,
something. I want to hear you say you're not worth anything.
yeah,
You are worth
but I guess I would say what I have to offer the world of value.
something.
Hmm.
You have to offer. Sometimes, yes, yeah, you do might want to offer something.
Hmm.
But do you want to offer everything? Here's the answer: no.
Yeah, but
Sometimes,
yeah,
sometimes you can just not offer them anything. If someone don't want to offer you, let me tell you this: if somebody doesn't offer you something, don't offer them nothing.
yeah, I
Let
think.
them, let them be the assholes.
Mhm.
Let them, let them, let them screw up this fight.
Yeah, I think you misunderstand me. So like when I talk about people treating me bad, with like Jack in the Box, people that have enough money that their parents like would never let them have a job like that. People like that were younger than me, but that would treat me really bad. Like she's just like some loser that works at a fast food. And then there are people that are your same age or older, maybe they have a
So you
college.
don't think
Mhm.
I was treated very I said,
Yeah.
especially when I'm working in the grocery job, this
Yeah.
supervisor, well, her supervisor was named as my same man as my same name as my mom.
Oh,
Later, his supervisor wouldn't leave me the fuck alone.
yeah.
She kept telling me, first she kept telling me, work slow, work slow. So I was doing that.
Mhm.
Then about 5 minutes later, she tells me work fast, work fast, work fast. And I'm like, first she tells me to work slow, now she tells me to work fast, and then 3 minutes later, she sees me working fast, she tells me to work slow again. And 2 minutes and about 4 minutes later, she tells me to work fast. I wanted to stop working and tell her I'm doing my work. Work, you just let me work and shut the fuck up.
Do you think that she had, like, a problem with you or didn't like you or she was
No,
in a
no,
bad mood?
that's how she acted.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing I didn't like about it. People, um, being around people, like, it can be hard. Like, I would get sick a lot too. Like, I would come down with colds because I had to be around people and they would be sick and I couldn't help getting sick then because I had to be there, and all kinds of things when you're forced to be around certain people. But at the same time, like, um, one thing is like when I say things to offer, what I mean is like, at least in America, like, have like, what they will call like a marketable skill. And so oftentimes people will go to college for the sole purpose they're about to make more money in a field. Um, and those people are the type of people that I feel like would look down on me and my job. Like, well, I did this so that I could be better than you. Like, so I did this so that I wouldn't be on your level. Like in the American caste system, I'm the lowest rung. Like, born with no father, welfare, um, homeless, uh, dropped out, work at a Target to take care of my family. Like, I've literally like um come from nothing. So in the caste system like that, like, you then by design people want to be the wrong, like, higher than you. So like I would end up in a place like in a Jack in the Box, like I couldn't afford a college or anything like that. So I feel like the people that were better off than me would treat me really badly because that's, I guess, they consider their right, their a benefit of being in a higher caste is that you treat others lower. And I didn't like that I had to be treated like that. Um but I feel in what I do now, I'm treated like your OnlyFans or a hoe there, I guess Terry said. Hoe. I'm I'm um like, people told me last night, like, it's literally I feel okay to steal from you. Um and I feel like I'm treated like I'm really just like trash. And I think like today, just looking at like the times in my life where I aspired of like wanting like something in my life, when I look back, I feel like I don't do well to handle the disappointment of that not really ever coming into fruition. And I feel like wanting is something that is a self torment if you cannot have it. And I think in life, for myself, you I should learn by now solidly that we don't get, like, I don't get what I want. It's kind of like not everything is possible for you, and therefore you're better off to wake up. I don't want to say accept, but I guess truly accept what's happened to you, like accept your low caste, accept your abuse, accept it because you can't take it back. You can't be born differently. You can't want for things that are not in your control to have. So you're just hurting yourself for disappointment. Mhm.
What you say right now, I was feeling the same way. There, because I turned 38,
Mhm.
and after I came out of that LSU, spiritual, I don't want to say mental asylum place again. I looked in that, when I was in that room for that one night, I said, I got to change myself. I even told my mom this. And every time that I felt that I was maturing and it's being something that she used to, that she used to raise,
Mhm.
I told her this and I quote, I told her this,
Mhm.
well, well, if this was me being immature, where was this when I was in my 20s? But my mother told me that I gotta let that go. That was then. This is now. And I was like, okay, I gotta accept that 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 life was then, this life is now. And she told me that life is happy and just gotta be and just gotta be happy about it where you are. And I said, okay, because
Because yeah,
I thought I thought
because you would get very angry.
yeah, and I was in control of my
Yeah.
all that. 20s. When I turned 38 years old, my life has changed.
Do you think that you yeah. Do you think that you do you think that you learn to be like, well, I could watch my football and play my video games and I have, good things in my life and I should just be happy for the good things I do have and not want for anything more. That after you turned 38 you stopped like
Yes.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, even though my mother,
Do you think your medication helped with that?
when I was on, when they gave me Ursulin, they gave me uh,
Zertralin, is that Wellbutrin? I've never been on.
and it works.
Yeah, I've never been on that. They asked me yesterday, the doctors, like, "Have you ever been on Wellbutrin?" No, I've never been on that.
You should be on what?
Actually, sertraline, is that no, that's Wellbutrin, isn't it?
Oh,
Oh, he's a lot. Yeah. I was on for a while.
I never said believe that. Anybody would know what this medication is. Back then, I was on some medication called Abilify.
Yeah, uh,
But
not
and
good.
this everything is good news and bad news about it. The good news is that medicine was helping me out 100%. I was calm as an ox.
Yeah, be calm. You don't care about things.
I was calm. I was calm.
An ox.
And I was obeying my family. But the
Yeah,
bad news about that medication was that it put me to sleep all day.
yeah. Good numb. Numb about everything. Good, bad. But they change you. They're mind altering. It changes like who you are. But um, I know you've been on your own journey with that. It's just part of me feels like in a way, it's like, isn't that what they say is like growing up? That the world beats out of you if it can. Your dreams. And I feel like I was going to be the last person that ever happens to. And I think that what ultimately has done it is all the people that have jumped on into hurting me. I feel is like that acknowledgement is like, no, stop, like this is too much. Um, you're you're up against too much to stop you. And maybe it would be better to just accept whatever life has handed you, um, good or bad. Because what is the use of fighting a game that's rigged? Uh,
I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna tell you. I don't care what the management does. If you want to put me on timeout, I don't care. But this here, let me start to tell me. So right now, I want
mhm.
you to hear what I gotta say. If these motherfuckers want to keep on be, want to keep on just seeing you be like this, you know what? They hurting themselves. I know you heard me say that before, but karma is gonna strike back on them. And still, the more times that you keep showing your emotions, the, the, that noise and you're shaking, guess what? That's just giving them more power to just insult you more and more and more. One thing you gotta do, and the Lord knows you can do this, and I know you can do this. Don't show them that emotion. If you show them that emotion, they're gonna just capitalize on it and just keep on sending you crazy shit. Hell, Stella, I'm happy that they didn't send you stuff. Well, I'm not even gonna say it on here, but you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Because Stella, this has been going on too long, and this needs to end. Not now, but right now. You need to talk to the Lord. You need to talk to the Lord right now.
Mhm.
You need to say to the Lord, enough is enough. I need to be the strong Stella that I know that is in that soul of yours,
Ah.
and tell these haters and tell these people that that, that you can try to beat me down, but guess what? I'm gonna keep getting right back up. Just like me, Stella. When I was in school, I kept getting I was bullied on like crazy. Did it keep me down? No. You know what happened to me? I graduated. I graduated
Mhm.
because I would not let these bullies, keep it, keep me down. No, I stood up, finished high school, graduated, and now look at me now. I'm living with my family. Do I have a job? No. You know why? I don't have a job because of three words. There's two words: social security.
Mhm. Uh-huh.
That's the only. That's the only money I have, and
Mhm.
that's the only money that I love.
Okay. And you've decided that's what you want, right? But um, I feel like you could say, like, I'm have to process with my mother. You could say, oh well, I what I really want is my grandma back, and it's that acceptance of like, that's nice that you want that, but like, all you're doing is hurting yourself to want that. So you need to stop wanting that. Um, so for myself, what I find is that um, I have a fear of a lot of things, but like I feel like a lot of times I try some. Courtney Young, who are you? You're like weirding me out. Like I obviously think you are a troll. So
Courtney,
give me your. Oh, okay. Uh huh. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what I'm waiting for. Give me your name.
couldn't do it. Just
Oh, okay.
one piece the same from like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Give me your name on OnlyFans, like, and I'll look you up if you're like following me. And if you're not, I don't know like why you're here, what you want from me, but it's like weirding me out. Like, yeah. Like nobody here knows who you are unless you say like, "Oh, this is who I am" on your OnlyFans, because otherwise it's like really weird. But
man. Do what you gotta
you make me laugh.
do.
Yeah, like I literally don't know who the fuck you are. It's like weird.
Yeah, no way, I'll do it. Shit.
You can't hear him. That's you're weird. Mm.
Gary, what I'm telling you was to block or ban that Courtney version because it's making Stella feel uncomfortable.
He's very broken up. Mm. It's because he's driving. It's been bad weather.
Do it.
Okay, you feel better.
I
Well, they're just a troll. Doesn't really matter if they were gonna answer.
just want
It's so weird.
to counts like shit.
Well, you have different accounts though.
Yeah, but you want me to be here and see if we not on time out or blocked by somebody who just wants that to happen. I'm not talking about here. I'm talking about a person who I'm going to say it. The person who hates me the most is your management.
You get like, is that part of your disorder that you get like hyper fixated on something? I get like that. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, the ADD or whatever. Hmm. Yeah. Well, um, I just kind of wanted to say like this is like where my head has been. I try to think, okay, it's like sell what you want because like I'm obviously very sad, and then part of my brain tells me still don't do that anymore. Like don't want things, because they're not in your control. This is like foolish idea, and you should know better than that by this time. And yet, ultimately, it's like it's circled because you're like, but how do I make it feel better? Um, even when the strike came on the YouTube channel, the shock wave went through me. The because I have shock trauma. But Mhm. No, I didn't say it. Well, yeah, it was a sexuality or nudity policy. Um, but I wasn't nude, but at the same time, I'm more talking about what I felt. Yeah.
Was basically an accident. You didn't mean to do that. Obviously, they don't.
Yeah.
What you did was an accident.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's another thing, right? Is like trying to accept myself that I make a lot of accidents, though, even if I'm trying my best to make a lot of accidents. And knowing that about myself makes it harder too to think about what my potential really is. Like I should have saw this coming, but I made an accident. So I'm just like in a low spot. And also I don't know if I said, but I started my time of the month today. So like I've had like a lot of pain, but also like your
Yeah.
hormones, like mood wise, I think dip and perfect storm of like pain and emotionally like lost. Um yeah, I think that I am who I am, and ultimately like no matter how stupid, I will want for more and I will go for it and I will continue to want to be with my mother again. And no matter how much that won't be able to happen, I think about Shane. I think about how he could just drop me like he was here like every day and then I'm just gone. Same with Pale. Like I think about how it should be enough to make you feel uh understood innately that you understand. Don't
Speaking of yeah.
uh, yeah, I don't know. Um so but it's different people, Max, any type. mm, yeah. Um any uh essentially when I say this, I understand like the way that I am, some people are drawn to hate me and some people are drawn to leave me and
Like ready for release.
um
Ready for release.
mm, I wasn't really thinking of
Starting
him, but
off.
yeah, you could include that. But mm,
Fucking. And number three, this motherfucker, I still hate this motherfucker. What he did to you every week.
well, I think like I'm real yeah.
I prayed for to fight his cancer, and he did something foolish. Goose Hunter.
Yeah. I feel like, um, I it's all about mental framing, and you have to find some way to get out of that puzzle. Like, you have to frame it right, and then you can, like, open the next door in your mind, like, where this this is okay. This is, you know, you start with the gratitude, of course, how it could be worse. And I used to invent horrible scenarios that could happen had it gone this way, and therefore it's actually better this way or something. And whatever framing I need to build strength on for that. But I think that I
Never know love, okay?
mm,
Repeat after me. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Say it.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Say it with joy. Say it with passion. Come on.
Yeah, but I'm gonna I can do all things through Christ who okay. Yeah. Okay. I get it. Thank you so much. Do you want to do a prayer?
Lord, Lord, this woman needs strength.
Mm,
When I told her this, I want this strength and her strength, and I want it to stay in her strength in her in her body for a long, long time. Because this is irritating everybody, including me, on how either people just wanted to
mm.
basically ruin her life. Well, they can try all they want. They're gonna fail. Stella's gonna pass. Remember, Lord, I was one of them. I saw that there's so much in 2019 that I didn't mean to say those things.
Mhm.
And you knew I didn't mean to say those things. But people who keep on like saying this crazy stuff, they they mean every word that they say. So I want them to grab this a punishment. And I want you, God, to let her know everything's gonna be fine. Everything is going to be straight. Everything in life, everything in life is going to stay strong. Let her win. So when you
Yeah, well, I don't know if I told you, but I did talk to also that, how they gave me a person for the but the copyright, um, to get my things taken down. And they have, it's like 586 more taken down now. It wasn't up yet, but also they're going into litigation already with some places. That's been enough time that they move on to the next step. Um, so that was good. I did talk to them. It was through chat, um, that person, but because it was like, why is there not more taken down? And they're Um, mm,
Hacker or hackers no website and put them back up.
but I thought that I can do all things through Christ, which would mean I can get it all taken down. Well, there you go.
Just let her know that everyone that she knows that she can trust actually. Just know that we won't that we have her back and we will never ever turn on her. In
Thank
Jesus'
you.
name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Okay.
Go Chiefs.
Thank you much sing to you. It ain't go so well and you logged out. This time I ain't fucking that up again.
Logged out. Was that last time? Was that last week? I don't think
Somewhere uh was it somewhere
like a few weeks ago, I think. Yeah.
it one more thing, God, I got crash in BC.
Yeah, well, I bet their families are gonna get a settlement because that should not happen. I think it was the helicopter's fault that they were like 200 feet lower than they were supposed to be or higher than they were supposed to be or something. Just like so close by seconds. Then not happening. It's scary. I'm scared of planes. And helicopters would be like, no, 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 no. Didn't Kobe die in a helicopter?
Yep, Kobe died with her one of her daughters and a couple of other people who were on the flight with her.
Yeah. I forgot that. You're right with his daughter. Damn. Another one just happened? You're kidding. Holy shit.
What?
I'm gonna look that up.
Oh,
No, that's not possible.
you look at some just now.
Are you kidding me? Let me see. I'm gonna look that up real quick, okay? Oh my God. Roosevelt Mall in Philadelphia? Holy shit. Is it a, or was it a small plane? They used to say those, small planes were more dangerous. Um, that you would hear about them, getting into accidents more often, but not the bigger ones. They're safer, usually. What is a Lear jet?
All right.
Well, pray for them too, right? Yeah. Oh God, this is insane. Oh, not bad. Small. I was gonna say there has to be a connection. Like I don't get it. Yeah. Well, I remember watching like the Real Housewives, and they're getting on like a small plane to go from somewhere to some island to another. And I was like, I would never get on that. I would never get.
Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and
Yeah.
the Big Bopper back in 1959 when the plane crashed in a cornfield near Clear Lake,
Mhm.
Iowa. That was called the day the music stopped.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, so
let's get the music started.
yeah, because when I think of you, all I can think of is just
Put foot cream on.
ain't no mountain high enough.
I think we did a duet on this once.
Yeah, listen, baby. Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley, ain't no rich wise,
No matter where you are, no matter how far, just call my name. Be there in a hurry.
Just you free, but don't you can always count on me, darling, from that way on. I made it bound. I'll be carrying your boat me some way, somehow. But baby, there ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough. Ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, baby. Oh, darling.
He's not doing Diana Ross's part. It's quiet when it's Diana.
People would know what this is. This is off of a great, it seems like off of a movie. Because all I can just say is that, like, you know, you got, I got nice feet. You got nice feet.
You got nice feet. Can I see them?
How can I? I'm on the phone.
On
Well, the only
OnlyFans.
thing I can do, the only thing I can do is just say, well, we should dance. Let's get footloose.
Footloose. Why can't the 80s come back?
I'm working so hard. I'm punching my card.
Remember time cards? You ever have one of those? Punch in, walk in, walk out. Why doesn't Kevin Bacon dance anymore?
Please, Louise, go be on my feet. Jack, back, come on before we crash. Loose, not loose. Everybody got the news.
No, I think he makes TikToks with his wife. And they've been married for like 150 years. It's so cute.
Ain't never been in your heart. Nobody yearning for somebody to tell you I can just bring you by. I'm trying to tell you if we could even try, you can could you could for use. Pick up your Sunday shoes for me, money. Take a shake of me. Whoa, my lord. Come on, let's go. Loose, loose. Everybody come loose. You can put your feet on the ground. I went go. The Sunday shoes. News, news. Let it go for my jeans. Jack, get back. One more track. No news. Everybody get loose.
What happened to that guy? He still got a chicken restaurant?
Jimmy Loggins.
Yeah.
No, no, no. That's funny. But that was a song. Sounds like it. Hey, do you want to know who started in that movie? Kevin.
Kevin Bacon. Yes. Um, still making movies.
And, and John Lithgow.
John Lithgow, yeah. Well, thank you for hearing me vent tonight. Sorry it's been a down day for me, but it does help to be here with you guys and talk it out and um that you care, you know. So I love you.
I was graduate. Kenny Loggins, I don't know. Some disease.
Go on, Kenny's. It's okay. Okay. Good night. Love you. Mwah. Phone line is open. Oh. You can call either number you want. I got all my phones, but mm. Hello. How are you feeling?
Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
It's another day of marketing.
Is that the news?
I mean, it's been a whole week of it's been a whole week of moving furniture and switching them out and stuff.
Yeah, with a job like that, who needs a gym membership? Mm. Work those muscles. You know, my doctor says exercise gives you endorphins. It's good for your brain. So, does it keep you happy moving all that furniture? Yeah, I think you feel old when people treat you like you are. I think you feel how people treat you, and nobody treats you like you're old because 'cause they're like, "Jerry, move this furniture." No.
So,
Well, I think,
so, oh, I know what I'm gonna be. I wanna know it's gonna be 10 years later.
well,
But
I think that time is an illusion, so much is an invention, so much is like you're not, you're not, necessarily basing 10 years off of, um, your own
so
well, just like your own idea of time. I think we feel a certain way.
reaching, wherever reaching down and deep down, I'm reaching for myself to reach for myself, telling myself to, get strong. But
Yeah,
it's
strength is there's
bigger.
sh- strength is there's different kinds of strength. There's like the comic book where they have those like super comic book muscles where you're a Hulk, and there's like there's the Magneto with the mind. There's like the like when I talk about building strength in myself, I kind of mean so so what you tell yourself isn't how you feel, but it's also like a kind of a loop. How you feel already is how you're going to tell yourself you feel. So part of when I say build strength is build yourself a way out of that loop. Um, so one thing is like this picking like the smallest of a goal, like a little like clean this one like this bed. You know, it seems small, but it's a step out of of it toward the strength because that's actually makes you stronger here. Also, life is like a flow, kind of your day. And sometimes like leaning into that where it's and telling yourself this flow is good. I'm enjoying like this flow. It's like it builds a strength that you're like attaching onto almost like in racing where you catch like a drift, like in Talladega Nights tearing, like you're stronger because you're with that. So it's like right now, tough. I tell myself I'm having such a good time on this show. It's just reminding myself I'm having such a nice time talking to Jerry. It actually builds strength as you're building like a one with like the flow that you're in, and you feel stronger for it. Or like um and I'm not in a habit of doing that. Like I'm in a habit of telling myself I'm very sad. I miss my mom. I feel like angry. I've been hurt. I'm focused on this, trying to protect myself, I think, psychologically in a way, seeing all the bad, even though it works like harm on me. So build when I say building a strength, you can do this too. It's like you can be stronger in a year without being physically able to like lift more furniture in a day. Um, I think that you're probably are stronger than you were a year ago and just don't like realize it. But was another year that you're not drinking. It builds more health in your body. Um, you did a lot of right decisions every day that you went to work, to lead you somewhere. And you gotta like credit the past Jerry for putting you in a good spot too, um like for the all the good things and not see just like something negative too, even when I point out the drinking, I'm sure there are other good things you were doing during the time that it's like I think that builds a strength too in us because we're building like a love for ourselves for past present and future by thinking of like, oh, thank you pastella for buying this weenie. I I have it now, for this popcorn. Thank you, Pastella, because I have it now. And then don't eat too much for future Stella so she doesn't have a bellyache. Um, but all of that, you feel, I think, a sense of strength because you're embracing, acknowledging yourself and in a loving way. Because if love toward yourself is important, I think, for you say like you want to feel like younger and a sense of life. And I think we always feel better and healthier when we're feel some sort of like people try to beat out of us saying like, oh, we have this good quality or this good quality. When you're a little and you're like, I can add all my multiples of two, and people are like, shut up, Jerry. I'm not gonna do that. They're like, okay. They're like, look what I drew. Yeah, well, look what I drew. Like, who cares? That's what my mom would do. Like, who cares? Mm. Um, I just think that, but that's something a young person would see that joy of like, I did this, and I think about building the person that they want to be, and I think um you can hold on to that, but of course, so people try to get me to reframe that robbing me is good because it gives me publicity, which is complete bullshit. Like I have like less and less support, you know what I mean? And people are having whole networks to rob me. Like, oh, I need a hero to rob her for me. It's very heroic to rob this poor woman. um, and I think it wasn't publicity. It was just straight out um causing a lack of income from my work where I'm working more and more for less and less. But the point is, where instead of reframing to that, because it's not logic in that, and so I can't convince myself of such a blatant lie. Um, but what I can say is, um, well, let me think about it for a minute. What can I say to that? Because right now I feel uh hurt, fear, um, there's anger, but anger is because there's hurt, there's pain. I feel violated, obviously, and there's hurt from that. Um, so I guess on one hand, I should say I should frame it as it could be worse. I should be grateful that I have you, 11 people that are here, although one of them is, me recording myself. But but I should be thankful for appreciate that. That could be worse. And it could have gone on longer. So even though I have to go through this pain where unfortunately my hand is really fucked up, it's really hurting bad today. Um, that it could have been delayed longer, another month, another month. So whatever I'm in now, hopefully when this is
Oh, so tell me the stress level. Can I do for you? Yeah. I just think about, you know, holding you, cradling you, you know, I mean, just trying to make you feel better. Yeah.
yeah, you have to take the love that you have. And I do think about that, like, oh, I think Jerry and I say Terry, Daryl, like you guys like yeah. I think like I was thinking yesterday, I got really good results, although she says that you need to be giving self breast exams, which I don't really do, but I maybe I should do more of. I don't do it enough probably because they're my aunt had breast cancer. And she said they don't recommend pap smears because I'm not sexually active. But she was saying like for your health, like there's not really much more. Like what we do, we look over your vital, like your blood work. And I was thinking to myself, well, who cares? Like that's doesn't really matter. And or like, but then I'm like, no, you should actually be very grateful that what she's telling you, what all these numbers mean, that these are all very good. Like because I've been through such hell, and my fear is it's like I feel sick a lot from it, but that these numbers, what they look through cholesterol, organ function, that these numbers are not worse because there's certain things predictor of like heart failure. And I think she's like said something about my risk of something for my heart is actually so much less with by my numbers than the average person. When I thought, oh, I'm terrified because she looked into things for my heart with the blood because I kept saying like I would get afraid for my heart, like what's happening. But fortunately, this horror that's happening to me now is a healthy enough body. And I think a lot of it, I think she almost wanted to know my secret of like what vitamins I take that my organs are so healthy. It's like I told her to take like packets and different supplements. So yeah, I give her your number. What? She didn't ask me that specifically, but I mean, she was just like, you take something. Anyway, the point is, I should put more value, appreciation on that instead of I almost was bitter thinking, well, I think if my numbers showed worse, then maybe my mental pain would be taken more seriously. This like anguish that I'm in. Um, but then it's like, no, I really don't want that. I don't. I would be so um ungrateful. Like I'm with the people that get those numbers that aren't that, and they're like, huh, because maybe one day that is me. Maybe one day you never know, and maybe one day it's like that's my fear is I have to get this under control because this is like it's not good to be so scared all the time and so sad. So that's one thing to reframe. Um, your blessings. Um, that the ones that are obvious like that, but then the ones that are like more disguised, the ones that are harder to see, like you don't look for enough, you don't value enough, um, they're going unnoticed, but also the ones of how it could have been worse, um, than this like scenario. Um, and then maybe a reframing could help of See, I know people want me to try to convince myself that this really is good, that this situation is good, being stolen from. No business operates that way. They can't. They can't operate that way. Like if a bunch of people went in all your hotel rooms, took everything, but also stayed in the rooms and didn't pay you for like they wouldn't say, actually, this is good. Because like, what if they have a good time? Maybe one day they'll pay. Maybe. Like no business can work like that. But also being robbed, like these are crimes against me. This is not actually this is good. Like it's not good. Um Sometimes you can turn your hurt into a force for good by helping others, by one day a knowledge of this being able to help you or others through knowledge gained in the process of, so there are people that have become lawyers because they've been or have become educated in law and then helped others with that education because they were falsely prosecuted against and found this injustice um so horrible that they turned it into a positive thing by their own actions. So I think that comes with time, but I have to push for that too. I have to try to take my victimization and turn it into something, some force for good, because um what yeah. That's not the first time I heard it though. That's not the first time I heard that though. It's insane. For the most part, it's people that are already aware of me that go looking out ways to hurt me, ways to use me, rob me, ways to violate me. Like they are they're become aware of me and then the they seek out financially benefiting those who harm me and harm other girls and guys too, I'm sure. But like they're making money. Someone is making money off of my uh me being victimized, like off of me being the victim of this crime, and they're seeking out to financially benefit them because they can run ads on that all day. Well, I'm only one person. They can, you know. Anyway, what I mean is it's the other way around. I am publicizing myself and not benefiting because it's out there for free, and I am publicizing them for their benefit to make money off of me because it's there. Like it's so much the other way around, and it's disgusting to act as though I should be almost grateful that I'm being violated like this. Also thinking more interested in you. Especially, and it's like another crime of identity theft when they're writing words that I didn't even put, going to Miami and shit. When it's like you're stealing my identity and putting words that I never said. It's fucking you're violating even up more laws, not that you care. And what kind of a person would help these people profit off of doing this to me? And I'm supposed to be happy that they're helping these people cause more and more harm? I Again, it's upsetting because it's supposed to be upsetting. It's to spur action to make a person find a way to fix this. And I think that's why that night I was beating my own hand, going crazy. It was almost New Year's Eve. I can't get any help. The company's not helping me. In the end, they didn't even help me. They just refunded me again. Had to find another company. And I was so upset that I couldn't fix this at all, that I broke my own hand. Because my mind knows, like we know this is wrong. This needs to be stopped. I can't even describe to you how horrible this has all been. In I'm sorry, I don't like to think about my I'm trying to disassociate myself from my own pain, which is not a way to live. That's not a human being. You turning yourself into a robot that you're not, just to like breathe. Um,
These people got
like I can't describe to you the pain that I've had to get up every day with awareness of this and trying to function. It's remarkably difficult. Um, yeah, it's remarkably difficult. But yeah, so that person they upset me, but they're just one of like millions. So I'm it hurts, but yeah, I have to try to find a way to find strength. I have to try. Um,
I just want you to feel that you're not alone. You need it throughout, you know, throughout all the problems that you deal with, and I just gotta. I mean, it's gotta be known that they these people fucked up. I mean, they're sick in the head. They- I mean, they're not. I mean, they are wrong for this, man. They're not right,
yeah, and
and to do that is just.
I
I just want them to feel wrong, don't feel that pain that they.
I think that ultimately there's going to be lawsuits, and it's starting to lead to that direction. But at least there was more taken down. But you have to understand, there's so many. It's so it's just anyway. I have to try. I have to believe that they will help me, and I have to do what I can for this. But at the same time, I feel like I also have to accept my lack of power where it is too, and that's been very um at odds with what my mind can handle. Can't handle accepting the lack of power to stop this. It's like you're in a moment of pain and you're stuck in that moment forever. Like not forever, I hope, but I'm still there and I just want like to get out. And so I'm trying to live stuck in a moment and find a way to have like a sick place of comfort in it to survive, even though we're not meant to be like this. But I just can't do any more than what I'm doing. Um, I don't have the power to do any more than what I'm doing. I have the company, I'm paying for it. Um, I've tried to write them, tried to get that person. If this doesn't work, get another one. But these things take time, is what I'm told. There's a process. Um,
Yeah, and I do get the feeling that it will come through. You know, um, I mean, I want to build, to build the support. You know what I mean? I want to build
yeah,
up the support. You know, for for you, for you, for us, in need. And I just gonna keep you in prayer.
Yeah, I think there has to be some meaning for the suffering, and I just don't know it yet because it feels so senseless. It feels so why, but I'm trying just to hang on to that faith and hold it that it will be okay. Like, doesn't feel okay right now, but that, you know, um, I just, if you want to be great, like truly great, I think that there's suffering. And I feel like, like in show business and things here, all the great ones have a life of tragedy. So I feel like I'm put in the pain and there will be something for it. I think that not just the pain of any one thing, but like people, there's a certain thing about me that some people find like they try to torment me. And I think that I have to,
Actually, these people are so lame. You know,
mm,
like me, Daryl said, they're scumbags. And you let them know they're my footstool. You know what I mean? I mean, we can't, we can't keep them on that pedestal like that. I mean, we can't make them think they're on that pedestal because they're not. They're weak. They're weak-minded. They can't. This is their desperation for, trying to make a quick buck off of real, for the real. You know what I mean? Real talent, real.
what does truly great mean to you? You know it when you see it. You know it when you say, I could tell you the ones that I do, but they could upset you. Probably not you, but I could even say Jesus and it would upset some people, right? But I think, mm, oh, I see it. Oh, thank you.
Well, the picture. I'm gonna press this button. Hopefully, it doesn't cut us off.
Okay. Well, you could just call me back. I'm right here.
Okay, it's all good now.
Yeah. Technology. It's like I don't know how computers work. It's like I know you turn it on and there's some magic that makes this happen, right? Mm.
Well, there's And and we got the ability. We do have ability.
You're right. There's light
And
and
because
dark.
yeah,
There's yeah, it's a confusing time. Um, because like, fighting physically, like to get my back better, and that happens. The the grief over my mom, the um the fear over losing my dog, the lawsuit now. Um, and that every month, I mean, I feel bad saying this because you guys go through the same things, but to me, I struggle. Your the bills, the all the little steps of being an adult that feels like um you got to get it right, but it's like all the little steps with the health insurance, and it's like the rules change and things change every year, and this percents, and you gotta remember them and memorize certain things every year. Get your new AAA card, get your new anyway, so maybe like that's seems like a strange thing to add to complain about that for this to hit right now, but like I feel like it's forces that weaken me, and then I have to now be stronger than I've ever been to take this on. So I think you have to find a new way. Um, and I have been delegating it to this company that does that. I've been trying to write some of these places one by one, um, but that does that. Um, find ways and be open that ways are out there. Like just because I haven't seen it yet doesn't mean it doesn't exist a way to be better, or just because you haven't thought of it or you think that something is impossible doesn't mean that's true. And I think that we can't stop keeping our ears and eyes open to, I would say, God, but giving us answers, um, or suddenly becoming aware of something that could have been in front of you all along that could help you. Um, and yeah. And so, when you say there's up and down and stuff, it's like, um, I'd have to be I'd have to believe that I know it all to believe that there's no hope. Like, I have to believe to say that. Even if it feels a lot logical to say, like when Arthur says, "Well, it's just gonna keep happening and, but this company stays on it." But anyway, um, but I don't know it all. And so I don't know that there's not a way for it to get better. So, in any way, for you, for any of you, and any of your problems. So, keep that in mind too. Um, okay, so speaking of not knowing it all, want to do some trivia. And every answer you get wrong will be a sign of what I'm saying is true. See?
seems to me, as you said, before you even said it, I had the feeling that it was coming. Yeah, let's just try to lift each other up. And you do a good job for me, and makes me. I mean, once I get up, you get you literally got me up and moving around when I speak when we talk, and it's like I feel your energy when you talk.
Which monk is sometimes credited with having invented champagne? Which monk? I don't even know for sure what a monk is. Monk. Are they the ones that it's like, guys, I got the white cheddar skinny pops. I need to get a bowl. I need to get a popcorn bowl.
Or maybe three, but maybe I would say maybe Shaolin monk or a Tibetan monk.
How do you say that? How do you say that? Dom, Dom Perignon.
Don't carry on.
You're not even close. So. There.
Philadelphia rich monk.
Hydrophobia is a fear of what? This should be easy.
Uh,
Water. Rob's got it. Rex has that. Both of the dogs don't like when the sprinklers are on. He even doesn't like, and they're afraid of the pool, which is good. Yeah, and a lot of cats have that, I think. Yeah. What was invented by I'm sorry, Hubert? I can just say it this way. Hubert Cecil Booth in 1901. Let me do this so I can be steady. There
It's a be a pretty guess, but could it be um stethoscope or microscope?
you go. Vacuum cleaner. I think a microscope was sooner.
Okay, vacuum.
I wonder if they were American with the vacuum cleaner. Mm. I said, I wonder if they were American.
Oh. Probably not.
Mm. Mm. Let me get. Okay, we have geography and nature. That's science and invention. The Emerald Isle is a poetic name for which European island? The Emerald Isle. Mm.
Okay, uh,
I was gonna say, Terry, if you got this wrong. Yeah, it's Ireland. Which type of animal is a razorbill?
platypus.
A platypus. A bird. A bird. A plane. We'll have music and the arts too. Okay, this isn't. According to Homer, what S was the god Apollo's bow made from? So it begins with the letter S, according to Homer. The hell does Homer know? I said, "No, not that one."
You said with an S. It has to do with Apollo. Um,
You got it, Terry. Silver. It's not Valyrian steel. Sold. What?
this game is kicking my butt.
Which U.S. city is known as the Queen City? I don't know. Like, I've never heard of this before in my life. So, if any of you have heard of this, well, I've never heard of it.
Crazy. I'm gonna say New York City.
No.
Nope.
Cincinnati, Chicago. No, no. Begins with the letter C, though. So you both are close in that way. Charlotte. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that, the Queen City. That's why, like, New York sounds right, Queens. What country is often associated with Manuka honey? Manuka honey. They put that in some, like, beauty products. I heard that, yeah. I think make this up. Mm. No, I said what country? Sports. Arthur would like this one. Sports and pastimes. Canada? No. New Zealand. I would have thought like Korea because it's like Korean beauty products. But okay. In baseball, when a batter is at the plate, where should the next batter due up be waiting?
Um, on the bench.
It says on the deck slash deck circle. New Zealand doesn't count. On the deck circle. Rob ringing on the deck. You gotta give it. You gotta give it to Rob. So this one, you guys actually lose points if you know it. U.S. Olympic swimmer Ryan Lochte has a tattoo of what creature on his shoulder? I am proud to say I don't know. Close, an alligator. Too close for comfort. Shame on you. Dolphin. Oh, good gosh.
Don't get points for being close, huh?
Okay. In which city did Mary Lou Retton become the first American woman to win an individual Olympic gold medal in gymnastics? Which city?
Los Angeles.
Yes, Los Angeles. And aren't they gonna bring it back to Los Angeles again? Is like, is there nowhere else in the world they can do the Olympics that they're gonna do repeat Olympics? What about Antarctica? They never got one. What about, hey, what about Palestine? Right? Why don't Palestine get any Olympics?
Listen.
I have. Okay. Okay. Name the only U.S. baseball team to have been awarded Sports Illustrated's Sports Person of the Year. What? Who would know that? Mm,
Team.
they make profit in Los Angeles and lose money. Oh, I'm close. No, you're not close. The Red Sox.
Yankee, Dodgers, one of those. You know, I was also thinking Big Ruth.
What T is a T word, is a horse breed for the purpose of racing? So begin with a T. Thoroughbred, yeah. What does that mean?
I don't know, but it sounds honorable. So
Thoroughbred. Would I be a thoroughbred? What's the
yeah.
Who has been the most successful American Formula One driver to date? With that peach, yes. What? Oh, Rob's got it. Mario Andretti. Wait, what does it say American? Are we not number one in whatever the hell this sport is? That's it's rigged. Mm. The word rodeo comes from the Spanish rodeo, meaning what? And they call it rodeo. You know that song? It's like Garth Brooks.
Something like that, yeah.
Roll over? No. No. I don't know what rodeo is. So maybe it has something to do with what it is.
Whoever.
I call it rodeo. No, but I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Like, you get on a horse and there's a bull or whatever. Anyway, the answer is roundup.
Oh, okay. Like, Southern Olympic.
I've never been to one, and I have no desire to.
I've just seen him on TV.
If I want to smell horse patties, I don't know. Could you volunteer at a barn? What is the highest number on a roulette wheel?
Uh, okay.
36. I've never played roulette. Have you? Clearly not.
Started to.
Okay, here's one for Terry. In motorcycling, the 500cc class gave way to which new class in 2002? If you don't know this, then you've never rode a bike and you're a fraud. I don't even know what these random numbers and letters mean, but you ought to. Oh, you're so wrong. You're so wrong. MotoGP. You got no class. Someone stole your bike. The frick? Mhm.
Move into another well neighborhood.
In what sport would you use a boom? A boom.
A groom?
A boom. BOOM.
Forget, right?
Oh, I got a message from John that he's at his sister's, so I probably can't call. We love you, John. Maybe next time. But it's very sweet of you to be there for your sister.
Yeah. But let me see.
Did anyone guess sailing? How is sailing a sport?
What's going to come for soon?
Yeah.
Cannon?
I don't think he's here. I think he wrote me on OnlyFans, so but that's if when he watches later. What game what game what game is played with 32 pieces on a board of 64 squares? Racing sailing is an Olympic sport. And so is shuffling, but that's not really a sport. Chess!
Chess.
Look at you, Rob. I
Chess is my second choice, you know.
was gonna go with what's the one where you like put down was it called Sorry? No, that's a different one. Do you ever play that one where you put them down slots? Little chips. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I kind of do.
It's not Connect Four, I don't think. I don't. Is it Connect Four? I
Yeah, it's one fun. Scroll. Like you just press on that thing that makes that pop, make the face pop up.
What is the English meaning of Lego, the children's toy that originated in Denmark? The English meaning of Lego. Hmm. So Lego is a word or some I don't play Legos because the Legos is a scam because you have to collect more and more and more, right? There's always coming out with new ones. Because who takes apart and then rebuilds? Lego means play well. Lego is a boys' game. What does that mean? The boys like to spend money on weird computer shit. You're still building your computer like a Lego, like $1,000 Legos. For what purpose? So that you can land flight simulations correctly?
System dependent came up on me when I was when I thought like this. I was saying
Which two sportsmen fought the most lucrative televised fight in boxing history?
Are you saying the first two?
Yeah, which two sportsmen fought the most lucrative televised fight in boxing history? Not the first two, but like because they are boxing, so they're fighting each other.
Yeah, that's too far. uh,
I'm interested in what Rob will say. Give it a guess. How old is this game? Because that changed the answer.
wait, wait,
Oh, no, let's see if it-
you take a wait.
Who the hell are these people? Hakuwaku wow. You know what? That first person, his name is too long. So you got to think over time, things make more money because of inflation. Like I worked at Jack in the Box in like 2017, and now you could get $20 working there. So I was less lucrative than if I had the job now, but I couldn't do it.
You
I
make me think
mean,
about the people that
I have too much
you
pain
know,
and wishing. Oh yeah. Were you a waiter?
I was a dishwasher, and
Hmm.
what I would do, what I do is collect trash cans to take to the dumpster. And I remember again thinking a little kid kicked it down. But I was like holding it in on a hand truck, and the little kid just kicked it, knocking all the stuff down. And the father didn't do much, just said, "Let's go." And that was it.
Wow. And it's like you would think you would parent your kid better to make them apologize to you. That's what I would do if that was my kid, right? Like apologize to that man, and then you're grounded for a month.
Yeah, no,
You're an adult. You're getting sued, or charges pressed. You possibly could sue the parents if they're rich enough. How many teams playing in the National Hockey League (NHL) are Canadian?
it seems. Oh,
I think Terry asked how old this game was. I'm gonna see if it says it here. On the bottom.
you know, it's hard to keep up with all these sports.
2016.
How many teams? Only six?
Well, first of all, there's seven, and
Okay.
then from the answer to the question. But I was saying this game was made, this trivia game was 2016. Rob, you're closer, but seven. And I couldn't name a single one. The Mighty Ducks. Wait a minute, hold on. How is this possible if it says it was made in 2016? But this next question is who scored the winning touchdown for the New England Patriots in the 2017 Super Bowl? Wait a minute. Wait, how would you know this? Did they predict the future? Or is that not right? Like that's just a copyright. I don't know. I feel like I feel like Terry should know this, but he's too busy asking Chat GPT the answer as he sits there in shame. His Emerald Isle of shame, not knowing. Well, there's been so many in 2017. No, you just don't know. You bitch. James White. Your own team, you didn't know it. See, if that was Arthur and his team, you would know it. And they'd be like, let me tell you something else, though. Bitch, this is Harry Potter. That's not real. Doesn't count. You were never guessing that. What type of colony was established at Botany Bay in Australia in 1788? Australia? Um, here, Terry, did you say penal? It's penal. You got it. No. So I guess Australia is just one big penal colony. Mhm. Which year was Alaska officially declared a U.S. state? Okay, what year? It was after some of y'all was born. I think. Wow. Yeah. 1959. But apparently we owned it before then, right? Like we owned it, but we were like, yeah, not a state. I don't know why 1959. We're like, you know what? State it is. And they're only worth like one like Senate vote or whatever. They're only like because they're very populated, right? And it's the state I was born in. If you were born there before it was a state, you're still a citizen, right? I guess they're trying to change that birthright citizenship. Um, they're trying to argue that the founders didn't intend for Chinese people to fly over and do at birthing hotels for citizenship. You're damn right. That's what the founders intended. How dare you question? Actually, it wasn't the founders. It was an amendment, right? For slavery, right? Anyway, I don't think that's going anywhere. What? Railroad tracks and what? You can't even a railroad from China? It's the ocean. I used to think that. They used to say when I was a kid, if you dig a hole enough, you'll get to China. Turns out that's not true. Well, yeah, it's in the Constitution, but as an amendment. That means it's not from the founders. Because the founders didn't do all the amendments. I mean, they amended it for alcohol prohibition. That wasn't the founders. What I mean is like, yeah, I'm sure it won't get it. I'm sure they won't get approved because it's been interpreted that way, so it stays. But I think we're like the only country that has that. But if it's in your constitution, that you have to change it that way. Um, otherwise, otherwise what are you gonna do, right? It's like if you want to take like people's rights to speech or vote, you would have to take it away that way, and we don't want you to. Most people, I guess. We like our rights. You are the only one. Yeah. Yeah, y'all don't do that. Y'all racist. But I guess it's like, how else would you do it? Right? Or I guess you do you have like an application? Like you're born, but you still have to apply. Otherwise, you're like homeless. Yeah. It's even more complicated. And you have to belong, or I guess they call it stateless. You have to belong somewhere. So I was like, we'll take you. What the hell? We like people. What the hell? Come on, just for what crime was Al Capone finally jailed? Jail. Go to jail. Oh, tax evasion. Did you hear that Menendez was sentenced to like 11 years? Who knows if he'll even serve one for doing the same thing everyone else does, but still. Well, not everyone, but they're all corrupt. But still, you know, you don't see it that often. Mm, you pay your taxes. In which year was the 16th president of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, assassinated? He was only the 16th president. Such a young country. 1865, yes. What were Germany's submarines better known as during World War One and World War Two? Yeah, what are they called? Germany's submarines. Mhm. Yes, just a letter U. Oh, too. Not even the word you, like you. But I don't know why. Mm. Who who was the Roman god of fire? This is history and religion, by the way, so that's probably religious. Who was the Roman god of fire? Vulcan. You know that they consider like our current religions or whatever Romanic religions like Christianity, Romanic. Isn't that weird? Like from like Rome, it seems like it's older than that. But what color were the world's first postage stamps issued in 1840? Blue, no. No. Black. And we're still doing stamps, right? So now we got like pictures and stuff. I have to buy labels when I get a eBay sale. That's just black and white. Oh. In 1963, Valentina Tereshkova became the first woman to go where? Yes, space. That is so weird. Like, I don't know this person, right? Her name, but like nowadays they'd be like, I am the first woman to star in my own like Marvel TV show or something, and be like, wow, you go, queen. But like this person literally is the first woman to go to space. I don't know her name. It's not like a household name, I don't think. You don't hear people talk about, oh, you want to be like Valentina Tereshkova. Like, yeah, I guess it's harder over time to remember so many things. It's harder for me to even keep track in my own life. Like when this happened or that happened or this year or that year. How do people do it? Do they just have really good memories? Do they just like how are other people doing that? Do they have like a lot of like a planner every year and they go through? Like mm, they have Facebook walls. Could be. I'll go by like presidential years, but now with this whole Trump thing, it's gonna like get all screwy, right? Because he skipped one. So it's like I guess you can't could you consider the Biden years part of a Trump era? Not really, because he didn't that was Biden's. He gets the credit for that. So, throws you off because you would say, "Oh, the Bush years, this happened. The Obama years, this happened." Now it's like the Trump years. What do you mean? I'm older, so I was alive for some of these. Yeah, but what I mean is like the Valentina whatever. I'm saying by next year, there's gonna be more names. Right, of more people, more politicians that do things, more probably not as many because they tend to stay the same for a while. But like this person that commits this crime, this person that wins this award, and there's more names and things to remember as the years go on because history adds up. It seems to me like more and more, faster and faster. Like there's more to remember. Like you could remember her name, but also like who. Did you know India went to the moon? No, but I'm not surprised. Accumulating over time. Yeah, but I feel like don't you run out of space to accumulate? Or do your brain just like grow? I'll like had that somewhere. Like you just hoarding it in your head. Tuck that away some useless information. Do you think that this RFK is gonna be nominated? Or not nominated, is gonna get through? I don't think he's gonna get through. I think the Hegseth guy got through only because that Vance person got the deciding vote, I guess. But the other guy, they already got his scalp. What was his name? I guess he was like he was a strange looking feller. The for attorney general. What was his name? Anyway, Gates, I think. But it's looking like this RFK. But I feel like Trump did what he said. He said to everyone, "I'm gonna nominate him for this." But he can only get you so far. Like you have to really prepare for those questions. And he didn't even know certain like things about Medicare or whatever. Like he didn't really know all his stuff. From what I got, I didn't see the whole thing, but, like, I feel like, I bet you Clarence Thomas is gonna step down during so that he can be replaced with a younger person. for the Supreme Court.
Some point.
And so whoever's going to be confirmed, right? You're going to have to go through the ringer. You're going to have to prepare yourself for these things, right? Like, because he can only get you so far. He can nominate you, but you have to like be ready for it. Ash Patel. Who the hell is that? Oh, is he going to be the nominee? Mm. I don't know. I mean, I can't follow these things, but I guess I was just trying to think of like a current name, and like that was currently in the news. But RFK is not a current name. He's been known. um, Maybe Cash Patel. That sounds like a newer name. Could I be wrong? So you got to keep track of these things. Wow. But that's why you have a Senate. They have to confirm them, and they're elected too. And if they don't confirm, then you can't get through. That's because you got to try to get the best people. You know. But
Yeah.
I do feel like at least it's good he kept his word. He said he was going to nominate him, and he did. But that's all you can do.
I'm puzzled about.
Who made a speech that included famously the words "I have a dream"? Martin Luther King. And I heard like Trump wanted to release files on his assassination and stuff, but it's like, wait, what files of that? Because there's rumors because of the Kennedy assassination. Oh, were there CIA connections to that? But I don't think anyone suspected there was to MLK assassination. Like, I think they thought that was just a fucking racist, right? I don't know the name of the person who did it. So like, um, and I feel like people would look into that. Yeah. Anyway, the "I Have a Dream" speech, wasn't that at a protest, actually? Yeah, but wasn't it like a civil rights protest or something? Like, I don't know if he had, but I just think that goes to show you, like, the impact protests can have, see?
So protest.
Apparently, he wasn't a good guy. Who cares what the government thought of him? You don't get to assassinate someone. It was like, if not saying that they were involved, I'm just saying, why should the government have files on you anyway, and why should people believe it, you know? CIA, sometimes I know you're listening too. I know you're listening, but sometimes you go too far. Well, here's the thing. He literally, when you see those pictures of him out there, famously, he's out there walking in the protest, right? And he's walking alongside other like civil rights figures, and you know he got shot. When you look at those pictures, you have to think that is brave because, like, ultimately he got killed, and he had to know it was being targeted by racists, right? But he still went out there on behalf of civil rights and died for it, but still stood out there and, and maybe that's why it's because it's like to show people, see, you put yourself out there. So you gotta respect that because it takes balls. And he had to know that.
For playing against segregation.
Yeah, segregation. What was that? Did somebody just try to call? I can't tell. Mm, Anyway, who played the lead guitar on Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven?
I didn't get as much detail.
Jesus. I was just looking at the green room. No, wait, that's something else. Jimmy Page. The gre-
Bizarre for some reason. I'm like,
that one guy. Close.
that one guy, yeah.
Ray Cherry Love. Whose book of poetry, Leaves of Grass, was first published in 1855? Oh, everybody knows this one, Leaves of Grass. Y'all know this one, 1855. That narrows it down, so you know it had to be like. hmm.
He's up where? 1850.
What a boring ass name. Leaves of Grass. Well, then again, poetry books are weird. I'll go with the zero answer again. Hmm. Whitman. Yes, Walt Whitman. You got it. Which South African civil rights leader died in police custody in 1977?
Even Biko?
Yes, Stephen Biko. I never heard of that person either. Wasn't South Africa known for being, they had like a whole racial thing?
But yeah. Yeah, it was like brutal too. People who were with people who were refusing to get shot and everything.
Where does Van Morrison come from? Who's Van Morrison?
Morris.
It says, where does Van?
Morris.
Where does Van? What kind of a name is Van?
And sure something. He said Van Morrison.
It will be Belfast, Ireland.
Ooh.
I feel like Terry should have known that. Down by the river. You know, see, when it gets when it gets late enough at night, Terry don't know shit. In what year did the first season of Dancing with the Stars air? Yes, you got it. To be fair, it's almost 5 a.m. Oh, shut up. Oh, let me see if Terry wants to do some trivia. Otherwise, I take everyone else's points and give them to you. And then you have win by 100%. I make the rules. Oh, I just want to thank you for being so sweet, mm, always, but like especially through this time and helping me keep, keep going when it's like, especially like during the day, I'm very isolated, and I'm hoping that therapy maybe next Friday will help. Actually, next Friday that'd be interesting because it'd be before the show, so I can tell you how that went. But it's like, oh, I'll do my best. But I think trying to build each other up, and also it's like I I try to describe for you what it's like during the day, and I'm just so like in my head. And if you have any ways of like dealing with that, let me know because um, it's like I said to you tonight, trying to build strength, in different ways, and I really want to try to do that more this week and going into next month, February, which you're already in, Tara. Um, and I think hopefully we'll be by the end of next month, feel better, feel stronger. Anyway, I love you so much. Mwah. All right, Terry, if you'd like to call and be embarrassed, you're welcome to. I should have like super, super hard questions I pull out just to get in the mood and be like, all right, now for you. What? What? I have trivia pursuit level 3000. What? Who will be president in 20 years? What? No. Oh my god. All right, let's see what we got. So you did end up getting that computer part? What? What do you mean? Okay. Mhm. The end of Huh. Can you call them and complain? That's so weird because you said, "Oh, I'm feeling all smug," because the other guy had to get it from the what did you call them? The scalpers? Um, but how could the scalper already have it and you don't even get it till May? Scalpers only? S- If you know what? What's the point of having a computer but to make your own bots? If I had a bot, I wonder what I would do with it. Like, okay, so like I tried to buy a I tried to buy a watch to resell, and I bought it. And then they immediately, this was yesterday. Then they immediately, no, actually, it's worse than that. Okay. I'm gonna read to you some of this, okay? First, I made them an offer. Then they wrote me, "Did you read the description?" And the description basically says, "Hey, if you have any questions, write me." Um, I can tell you what it says. Hold on, I got it right here. A perfect condition. Reach out. Um, yeah. Okay, so this is what they asked me. I will, I will like to know some reasons for having this watch, just to make sure it get to the right hand before proceeding with the purchase. So I told them that many years ago I bought a brand new one um at the PX before deployment to Vietnam. I was already fucking with them. I knew this was a fraud. And it looked like this one. I lost it during a patrol and always wanted to replace it. Yeah, I lost it in the rice paddies. Anyway, and then they write, "Are you truly honest with your reason for in having this item?" And then they wrote immediately after that, "I hope you have no intent of reselling this watch on having it as well, because my daughter just upgraded of a recently." Now, all right, does this sound like an American? Um, of it recently, and she insisted to let go of this one to whoever that can also make good use of it some way she did before upgrading. And most times, some buyers do take advantage of a good deal, such as this one that my daughter is offering, most especially by reselling it out on another platform at times two or times three the initial price they got it just to make a steep profit off it. I believe you understand where I am coming from with all this as well. Question mark, question mark. And I said, "I understand. My intent is to wear it on special occasions. I'm not a watch buyer slash seller. Thank you for your consideration." They go on. "Well, that's completely understandable, though. I see that you do have a pretty strong sense of humor regarding your interest in having my daughter watch as well." And they also have random capital letters throughout. I think Nigerian. I don't even think Chinese. I think Nigerian. Okay. It seems like you have been looking out for a while to afford one of this type my daughter's watch. It is now right. Because my instinct tells me that you are actually sincere with your reasoning you stated in having my daughter's watch. And then they made a weird face. I don't know if it was an intention to be like a weird face where it's like a semicolon and a slash or just weird punctuation. "Where are you located, to be precise? And when did you intend this item should be shipped to your end?" Yes, because that's how American people talk. I said, "I'm in California. I have no time frame. I happen to see it and buy it on impulse and like not in a rush." Um, oh, that's such a nice place to be though. But unfortunately, my daughter based in Florida and she is presently with the watch in college. And she had like for you come pick the watch from her in person. I believe she is kind of interested in knowing the lucky person that is getting to have her watch it is. But if possible, you can convince her now if she could just help you mail it to your shipping address via the postage today, then it had be fine instead of going for that to retrieve the watch from my daughter and in Florida. And I said, what city? And this took a while for them to respond because I was gonna planning on being like, "Yeah, I got a cousin who's a carpenter there. I can pick it up." See, actually, her base is Port St. Lucie. Her base is Port St. Lucie. Fucking Nigerians. Will you mind me getting you in torch with her now so you can talk to her on how it should be shipped to your end? And then they give a smile face. So I said, I have a cousin in Jensen Beach. It's only about 10 minutes from there. She could pick it up. We need to figure out how to transfer the funds to Macari for a pickup order. I heard it can be done, but never did it because they're trying to get around. It was on Macari, by the way. So they're trying to get around. I think to get the money directly. I wasn't gonna go with kidnapping me, but okay. I believe she is kind of interested in knowing the lucky person that's getting to have her watch. It is her watch. It is. It's so weird. It's like, yeah, now you're setting up a plot for like a kidnapping, like a movie. I said, shipping it to me does not accomplish that. I can set up a Zoom or FaceTime video conference. I, this is all just fucking with them. This is this is like literally like while I'm watching OJ Simpson. What's wrong with me? Well, I used to get calls from the IRS, and the IRS doesn't call you like that. Like, it would be s spam calls, and I fuck with them for a while, like, on the phone. I'm like, "Oh, really? Oh, yeah? Yeah." It's a waste of time. Someone's in a bad car accident, and they would say, "Oh, really? Must be so bad I can't remember it," and then they just hang up, and they end up. Okay, then I will definitely give you a feedback if what you said is okay with her. Okay, and I said, "Okay." And then she says, "My daughter isn't pleased with the idea you came up with." She insisted in knowing, or the lucky person, what's getting her watch. And then he rates, I think. They're posing as like an old lady, and they say, "I think she will be giving it someone else." And then I said, "What time is it in Nigeria?" And then they said, "I don't understand what you mean about." That's the end of it. Anyway, you're talking about you were talking about like scams and everything and bots. And I was thinking how people waste their time with such useless things. Like, I was like, what do people use bots for? And I'm like, "Oh, to scam, right?" Or uh, but in my particular case, the ones that did get these say it's 2.5 grand, and then they sell them for five. It's a very tidy profit. Maybe they have five or six of them. I don't understand why the company wouldn't do more. Like make more. I mean, I don't understand what it entails. Like if there's are like rare minerals used to make this. Like I remember during the am I allowed to say the word? Panamana. Sorry, not the um during that times there was like some video game device that came out. I don't know what it was. I want to say Toyota, but that tells you how little I know about video games. Nintendo. Um, and people were complaining that people were selling them for more, like they were buying them up in their area at the Walmart or wherever. And then they were like, "I'm stuck home with these kids and they need something." I don't know. There people were really upset because because I sell makeup, and during that time, maybe I tried to sell some of my clothes. I'm trying to remember. But I was familiar with reselling forums, and people were getting really bad, like nasty messages, and they post this message that they got, and they're like, "This is cruel." They were like, "This is like," what were they using to describe the horror of somebody upselling? Like they bought the Nintendo at the Walmart and they were selling it for more. But it was trying to say like how it was wrong to do that in a pandemic, as though it was like bread. I don't know. This is because technically there's nothing wrong with it. But then there's other things like the thing I want
It's limited numbers for a long time because it takes a while to manufacture. People really want it, they can't get it.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Nintendo. I was thinking, is it like
I
that?
mean, it's very much like that. And
Yeah.
then there's
Aren't they coming out with a new one? It's probably gonna happen again. They won't have enough. Yeah.
but if people didn't buy them for the inflated price, it wouldn't happen.
True. Yeah, that's true. I guess they say the market bears it. The market sets the price, but I don't know. I mean,
It's manipulated too, because if you take
yeah.
Porsches, they have their fancy GT models, the GT3s and the twos and threes. You can't just walk in and buy that if you have the cash, because they won't sell it to you.
Oh, really?
Because they know if you buy it, say it's 250 grand, you go in, buy it for a couple of months after it first comes out, it may be worth double that.
Uh,
So what they want it for what it is can't get it. And it's stupid. It does damage to their brand too. Unless you're Ferrari, because they can do it.
why though? You know what I mean? Like, why? I mean,
I want the damage.
why do people think it's worth that?
It's good.
Hmm. Really?
It's genuinely good.
Yeah. Okay. That good?
And then, I mean, depends how rich you are, how good.
Yeah. Yeah. I just feel
If you
like,
have enough money and you like it, it's worth it.
yeah. Like what? Yeah. I don't like with makeup. Like, there's this brand called what's it called? Patrick Tom. He came out with these. He came out with these like eyeshadow duos, and I believe he was asking $42. But then you gotta expect, you know, a literate site with 20% coupons or whatever. But people are kind of like, this is ridiculous. There are only two shades. And then people are flexing on how, oh, I got them in all the colors. And because there was like four or five different ones. I'll probably get it like 5 years from now on resale. When it's a lot cheaper, people are decluttering it because I would buy that's too rich for my blood. But the point is, the argument is, how is it worth that? It's like, how can they make it worth that much more? It's there's like glitter. Okay. It's like, oh, this is a slurry formula. It's like the plastic packaging, because sometimes the materials, if it's plastic, cardboard, or metal, it does if it has a mirror in it, that can make it worth a little more. But there's a limit on like literally like Lane, is it? They'll come out with these very intricate like bottles of like perfume bottle, and then there's perfume inside. Or there's it's a lipstick case or whatever, and it's like encrusted in all this nonsense. And it's like this is just it's just an encasement for a product. Yeah, I like to mix my own products. So what I do is I take a like this foundation I have on right now, this powder. It's a mixture. Like I mix it in a bowl, like scrape, toss the compact, scrape. So I just be like, oh, look at all this crusted jewels. Anyway, like it doesn't mean anything to me with the product. But I'm saying to you about the car, it's like, okay, but like how much at one point could he charge $142? Why? Because like they get like an extra special kind of paint on that Ferrari, you know? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's what I'm getting at is like what makes it like at a certain point, it's just like a prestige so that some like
Well,
someone that gets paid for like some podcaster can be like, yeah, bro, I just
no,
bought this
it's
with my money, yo.
materials cost, all the from research cost to build it, all the testing, everything, and then Porsche sells it for the price they sell it for. That's how much it's worth. But then if
The limited edition.
and then somebody comes along and supply and demand says it's worth more, then it's worth more.
Yeah, but is that what you're saying though? Supply and demand? Or are you arguing the value of it? Because I feel like
No,
The value of this computer part has, like, legitimate value, like, it has a use purpose, and it allows you to do
yeah,
something that you can't otherwise do, whereas a car, like, it gets you from here to there, and there's safety functions that are I guess for you, you could go faster,
you can get something that'll do the same job, just not as well.
just not as
And it's
well.
just that you don't have to have the Porsche. You can buy a cheap car. It'll get you from A to
So when
B.
you say get the job done with the Ferrari, do you mean the job being get bitches and hoes?
Actually, nice car does not get you bitches and hoes.
Okay.
Gets you dudes talking to you at the pedal.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, I know that for a fact.
You had a rental once?
Well, she's women do not care.
They wanna get on the bike.
And then, on the other hand,
You would take your helmet off with that leather. Yeah, ladies, it's
actually,
me. Got the fingerless gloves.
I heard a story from another guy who I know has bikes, and they found something on Facebook or where they have women, middle-aged women, older women that maybe were on bikes whenever they were younger, and then have since got married and went on their blah blah blah. But then they've now got divorced or something, but they want to get on the back of bikes again. So they go onto the site and they just go and meet them and ride them around. And God knows what happens after that. I'm sure you can imagine. But women sign up for this by themselves.
So, is that some sort of like a midlife crisis,
Or they, I guess so.
reconnecting with their past
Might
biker
be.
self? Mm, I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. You're never too old or too young to have a crisis. You can have crisis all the time. But
Yeah.
so you want to get with one of these motor cougars? You could. Want to hop on this hog?
Well,
Look,
I'm sure it's not. Sure it's not a pretty sight because whenever I tell you the guy I was speaking to doesn't even have all the teeth.
look at these are the true biker men, right?
Uh huh.
They're they're
This is
they're they're wind whipped. They're weather worn from that, right?
uh,
See, let's watch Severance. There's a character called when
what if first came
when you just stopped. What is wrong with you? Anyway, there's a guy named Milkchick, Mr. Milkchick. Um, actually, just found out last night his name is Sean. I think Milkchick, and he rides a motorcycle, leather jacket. Like you see, because it's like super like intense scenes. He gets out of work. He's like a boss. And there's this one scene he goes to Rickens, or he goes to Rickens says to him, Adam Scott's character's brother-in-law, "That's a nice helmet." Wanting to say, like, I want to get Terry's opinion on this helmet. Like, is it a nice helmet? Like, how do you gauge a helmet? And he's like, "Thanks."
some
All right, let me see if I get a picture of the helmet. Mr. Milkshake. You're gonna be like, my helmet's better. I stayed up till 4 in the morning so that he couldn't scalp him.
actually I do this one.
But that's because you get that like buyer's depression.
No.
Okay, so here's Milkshake. Because people are like, what brand is his leather jacket? And then what brand is Milkshake's bike helmet? But I don't know if this is a picture of it that they're using, or they're like, is it this? Oh, wait, okay. Bell bullet with bubble face shield. Here's a picture. There you go. Is that a nice helmet?
No, I hate it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Tell us how you really feel.
The stupid bulbous face. That looks terrible.
He's got hot takes.
Like it.
But you can kind of see how, as like villainous moment, or sort of like it can look intimidating.
Oh,
So now someone says, I thought that first too, but now I actually think it's more of a Bell custom with a bubble shield. So rewatching, it's definitely D badge, matte black, open face helmet with no chin
that's not
bar in neo retro. Well, that's not a picture of it though. That's somebody trying to find one. With um as a marketing manager at Gold Top, I really cannot overstate how much I wish Milkshake jacket was one of ours. So I guess, are they asking about the jacket? People take apart every, like, still in the show, like, what's in this room, what's it's one of those shows. People say that it's like the show Lost. Um,
uh,
I didn't watch Lost, but
really a good comparison because Lost completely died and just nosedived off a cliff.
okay, but I guess during it, people having theories and taking little, like, looking for clues and stuff.
Oh yeah, they did. I didn't watch it either, but I knew people that were doing the same thing then.
He's great. His character this season, I think, is getting more, um you're gonna get more, like, about him. That but the actor that does this, he's really good. Um, but I'm trying to see if they get a picture. Okay. Motorcycle helmets. Let's see if that helps. Mr. Milkshake. Um, Severance and Dance Party. No, but that's a. Hmm, if I can get a clip of it, that would help. Well, yeah, this is him holding it, but
That's really decent.
yeah, but it's cut off in half. You only get half the helmet. Let's see. What's this?
Make my opinion from half.
Hmm. Oh, well, here's it right here. There you go. I think this is directly from the show. That's him holding it, I think.
Yeah.
It's like the shine on here is not. But
I don't like it.
there's shine on there too.
I don't like the chrome around the visor.
What kind of helmet do you got?
That's an
No one likes
AGV.
good helmets, but that one is ugly. Well, you know what? I think Rickon appreciates that it's like intimidating looking. Like you put that motorcycle helmet down, it's like, oh, oh look, it's like you could be looking intimidating.
I guess so.
Well, actually,
Really.
those motorcycle jackets, they beef them up, don't they? Or those just like motocross? Like they have like hard stuff. Like, yeah, they have armor. Like when I'm in the thrift, I'm like, oh, yeah. I guess that's so you don't get hurt, right? They're like protection.
It's for slight protection, but if you hit something hard, it's still going to hurt. It's still going to break a bone or something.
You're not gonna volunteer.
And no, I'll try not to do that. But your skin might stay on.
Yeah, but don't you think you'd be stupid to like just wear a t-shirt or something? I'm sure some people do. Like an idiot.
Yeah, it's called. You really shouldn't. I would never do that. Actually, do it all the time in the summer. It's great.
Are you serious, or are you just when you're on your tricycle? You mean?
not going very far. If I'm going to like a couple of miles to someone's house or something, I'll skip the gear. Just wear my normal clothes.
All right, well, now you've heard it. If Terry turns up dead this summer, we don't hear from him again. We know what happened. He went over his friend's house for some beans, and
Yep.
it's more the other people you have to worry about. It's not yourself.
It's 100% the other people. There's something in the. I heard like I don't know, some scientist type dude talk about it before that the brain is not wired to see them. Yeah, you could be looking right at a bike and not see it because you're looking for cars all the time.
Stupid thing to say. Your brain's not wired to see them. Does it? I mean,
Brain works, because it just doesn't see them.
well, if you're within the speed limit, you should be seeing. Should have enough time to correct. I don't know, but sometimes you see some of this like in like New York City or something, and people like scoot around. It's like that just seems dangerous. I mean, like
Were you were you in the speed limit whenever you got hit?
first of all, I wasn't on a motorcycle, and they weren't on a motorcycle.
In
Um,
theory.
there is really a speed limit for that like parking lot, but I was going really slow. In terms of like compared to them, they were just through when they were in my car. But um, I mean, it was dark, but they probably couldn't correct that fast anyway because they're going so fast
Yeah.
by the time they notice. I know, I'm just saying be safe.
Oh, what?
Yeah, painful.
Time off work. It's pretty sweet.
Oh my God, that's not a good strategy. Did you fake it? Could we get you in like a picture of you in like a full body cast, like just arms swinging, like I'm real sorry, guys. Did the AI? Um,
Okay, keep away from me.
the legs hanging. I really can't. Uh, I got in a motorcycle accident, so they said I'm gonna be bedbound for 6 years. Anyway,
Off work without a doctor.
doctors can be bought. And, like,
So money, I know.
what?
No money to buy a doctor. I'll have to do sexual favors.
Did you jump to that?
It's the only thing I have of value.
It's not true. I think I guess doctors don't want to compromise their medical license unless they're like a real shady fella, but you can find shady fellows anywhere, I guess. I mean, look at the people that had those like pill farms in Florida for a while.
Hey, do you remember? Do you know that plane crash we were talking about in Philadelphia? By the way,
Yeah. What happened?
don't know yet, but I would advise not to look at it too much because there's videos of literally body parts scattered across the streets.
Oh my God. I was gonna say like what bodies hanging off trees. My God. Are you seeing that on Twitter?
Yeah.
Like this shit you find on Twitter, it's like I literally just wanted to know what Noel was saying about the Greek guy. And like you just confirm more and more why I should never be on Twitter. Like I should never sign up because there's some horrors. What do you mean you disagree? If you were on Twitter, you wouldn't have had to see that. And now you're literally telling me like don't.
Want to see it. I just would rather you not see it because you don't want to see it.
Why do you want to see it?
Because it's huh.
I'm sorry, what? Is that
I'm not.
is that an Irish word saying for I'm an evil dickhead? It's because I get joy from others suffering. Oh,
It's not joy. It's
is what?
weird. It's a weird inquisitiveness to a situation that you just don't see very often.
Yeah, there's a word for that, morbid curiosity.
Much.
Yeah, I don't have that. And I also get more traumatized more easily than you, I suppose.
Which is why you shouldn't see it.
I don't intend. I mean, I have a plane fear without seeing that. You don't need to add to the
Mhm.
to the.
And irrational.
Like, hello. You said small private planes are more dangerous, and wasn't I right? You shouldn't get on one either.
I'm not likely.
You're not bored of those flight simulators yet?
Nope. I will sit for. Well, it's just during this time of the year, I need something to do, and I like that. Most people will be bored because it's real time, real scale, and whatnot. So, like, it literally takes hours to do nothing.
Well, let me ask
But
you.
I like it.
Let me ask you a real question. Do you ever get depression?
Not anymore.
So you've been depressed?
Years ago, yes.
When?
Uh, Probably the last time was 7 or 8 years ago.
7 or 8 years ago. You didn't do meds?
No, I did not. Caveat: there's levels to depression, and what I did is not likely to work for someone that has it a lot deeper than I did. But I hated it. I thought it was stupid. It was annoying. You could feel it coming on. You knew it was coming, and I kind of just like talked myself out of it and how stupid it is. Got angry with myself, and I eventually just went away.
Wait. Wait, so you're saying depression is stupid?
Yes. Because not that it's stupid, that it was affecting me was stupid, and
You're
trying not to let it. Like, I knew why I was feeling the way I was feeling. I knew it was depression causing it, and that was stupid. So I was
yeah.
trying to fight it off and calling it stupid, and it just went away eventually. Again, there's levels to it. It was very mild. There's a lot deeper depression that wouldn't work.
Yeah. I know that I've seen you be really sad though, like when you lost your cat. You
Yeah,
had
but see, depression and sadness. People that have never had it don't realize it's two completely different things.
well, it's in different people, different affects people differently, same as anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But it's like you literally could feel it coming on, and like sometimes it lasted for a couple of weeks at most, few days, and it was
you could feel it coming on, like
you literally knew it was coming.
because you got fired or some.
No, for absolutely no reason, or no reason that I can think of for it. You could just be sitting, say you're just sitting watching TV or something, you could feel it building up and coming,
Yeah.
and you knew that in a day or two you were going to be stuck in depression. And then that's whenever this is so stupid. I got angry at myself. I literally talked into my own brain, like, what are you doing?
Well, self-talk, that's not bad, you know? You got, but like, it feels for me like you like a weight of pain, like everything against you, like so much that it's so hard, like you could push with all your might and you can't like break through a little, like everything is so, and I think it adds to that push, like when I literally feel like all these people are robbing me. This person will say this, and this person will leave, or this person does this, and adds to that and another problem, and it's like heavy on you, and the fear, the anxiety, and then you've seen me try to fight, like, shaking and then cry because I'm, like, the hopeless of, like, the more I fight it, I'm in this pain, and it's like so I guess that's something I'd say is the amount, you know, the overwhelming of it all.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's how you felt, but so that's why we're talking about strength and feeling more empowered because I think that that's can be a path out. You like slapped yourself, like, stop it. Maybe that was some weird sort of self-empowering for you. Like, this is a stupid reason to be depressed.
Like, don't get me wrong, I didn't just do that one time and that like it was gone. Like it
Mhm.
happened over a period of about a year every time it come on. Like, it took a long time.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it seemed to eventually work. Either that or it just went away. I don't know. I can't answer that. But
Worry it'll come back, or do you have, like, strategies that you try to keep your mood up or your yoga?
really,
Yeah.
I don't think about
So,
it. Just as a kid from that, it does that was shit. And I would end up doing the same thing I'd done before. But
yeah.
like, what can I do? Don't know how to keep it away.
Maybe you built a skill at fighting it. Maybe you by going through it, your brain figured out a way to, like, yeah, have
Maybe
more.
after a certain amount of time of not like that, it just doesn't just goes away. I don't know.
Yeah. So why didn't you go with your friends to Prague? Whatever.
I just don't want to. Just don't know why. Just
Fisting shows weren't as appealing.
once you've seen it, do you really need to see it again?
I don't need to see it the first time. I
Yeah. So at least once.
have a need for that at all. Describe myself that way.
It's just the chicken for days straight,
Yeah, you don't like drinking so much anymore.
and then
That's good for your health
go somewhere else.
because you could develop it as a habit. And then yeah, you don't want to do that. It's like,
I'm just not the person.
yeah, that's good. That's health wise.
Person to just have a drink in the house just
Even when
because.
you're depressed,
No,
they say a lot of women do that. A lot of women will drink alone. They're sad.
mind bombs.
Well, it could be wine, it could be whatever, but that's something I think, but they don't notice how it gets builds and builds when it's like because they want to turn to something because they're sad.
Just some wine, and then it turns to two, and then it turns to a bottle, and then it turns to vodka.
Yeah, but it's like self-medicating for some people, the pain that they're feeling. And I didn't know if, like, for you, because you said the last time you're like, no, I don't enjoy it so much. And it's weird if they're not affected like you are, because they're like the same age, and maybe they are, and they just don't care. I don't know.
She's never been the person that picks up habits like that, like drugs or something. Don't think I would get addicted to them. It's just
Like, you have so many other hobbies, healthy hobbies. You like pick up these things. Like, who knew you were a little computer nerd over there? I should have known with the Legos,
yeah.
but that probably helps. Like when I said, yeah. Well, just like when I was saying how my mind will go with places, I'm sitting here alone and my self-talk is so negative. Um,
Uh-huh.
that kind of distraction. Like I've heard of people that could do video games though, and it gets carried away, right? I shouldn't even say carried away because if they're really depressed and they're doing it for like 8 hours straight, it's like there are worse things they could be doing. And
You're not completely carried away. If you get to the point where it's affecting other stuff in their lives, like they can't work anymore because they just want to play all the time. Like, can definitely get to be a problem.
well, I think a matter of their brain is clearly telling them you're in a lot of pain and you need to do something to keep going, but you can't turn your mind off. And so if there's a way that helps, like, you know what I mean? I could see if that works for someone. I'm not saying like you do that, like you just have a genuine hobbies and things, but I could see how it actually would be helpful mentally to have those little escapes, but that are also like good for your brain and like you're doing something and you're solving a puzzle or whatever and learning a skill. And I think that's good. But for myself, I get trapped into mental loops of worry, and also like I, one thing I've noticed, like, this is not to be gross, but like I'll go to the bathroom and then I repeat to myself, I'm so depressed. And I realized probably like I got in the loop of see the bathroom, see the bathtub because you're on the toilet. Say that. Go to, to let the dog out, see this door. Like, so all these similar things get stuck in this like, I'm really sad. I'm like, and I'll say it even out loud, and that's so bad. But then I say it and I tell myself, no, I'm not. Stop saying that, Stella. Like, but I'm saying like this is something that is good when you have like a job. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that although I used to do have problems too, like talking to myself at work, even there were signs of that too. I'd walk away to like to talk to myself. I mean, I have mental issues, so it's it can make people uncomfortable in person. But I think if you're just healthy enough that you can it can help you to be around the people and you're forced to um you're forced to rewire your brain by virtue of um the stimulation of the environment pulls you out of it. Um
I mean, I get what you're saying, but the introvert in me doesn't care about being around other people. Thoughtless. Like, see that being alone thing doesn't annoy me in the slightest.
well, your job isn't only alone though. I mean, you're around people plenty. Yeah, but with me, I it can be really bad just even going to the grocery store sometimes. Sometimes I'm better than others, but
Oh, I
I'm
know.
yeah, I'm not good with like being around people. But um I realize I'm in a bad pattern. Like even after this, when I like hang up with you on the show, I have to try to get away from my brain to like habituate, to replace that with something else. Because I think um being in this space is like reaffirming because this is where I was when a lot of bad things happened. And those habits were built here where I was, which is here. And that's where I live. So you live in the place you're tormented, but you have to change.
Would say remodeling would help, but you've done that a million times. You've moved that.
Well, also my hand, my back. I'm not strong enough to even fix things up like I want to as much. I've got to try little by little so it doesn't get so out of control. But with the hand and stuff. But yeah, I think being in somewhere for so long, I wonder if that has an effect too of the memories can be good and bad, in a place. And you're like when you go to your parents' house, you get feelings back of I brought up here and but for me it's like, oh, this is the The hallway I was in when I found out there was, like, revenge porn about me. This is the bed I was in when I found out my mother died. It's like
Oh, no. Whenever I was in my parents' house or whatever, bad stuff happened too. But whenever
yeah.
I go there, I don't really think about it.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
it's so cool. I don't. It's just,
yeah, I
it's
wonder if it's more if you weren't ever there, like, if they lived in different country or something, and then it was, like, more of a
maybe.
reminder, but it's more current to you now still anyway, so that makes more sense, but this is current to me still too, but it can feel like a loop every day you wake up and you're in a loop again, and so I perceive that that day will go negatively because it has before and before,
Hmm.
and I wake up where I'm at, where I woke up the day before, so
So that's when I said you need to change the rules of the game.
yeah, what rules would you choose?
It's
No depression. Tell yourself it's stupid. These are man rules. Depression is gay. Stop. Okay. Okay.
trying to be yourself tonight. Whenever you go to the bathroom, whatever, and you're talking to yourself like, oh, you're so sad or whatever, talk to yourself saying, yes, you are, but it's not your fault. It's this illness. Blame it on that. Fuck off. I mean, it's not going to work right away, but it may.
Tell my illness to fuck off. Yeah. I'm envisioning like a self-help book by Terry.
Can't do any harm.
And it's like, tell your illness to fuck off.
No.
I guess. Yeah, I guess. It's like, I guess I feel like once I've already said it, but then it seems so, and I get mad at myself, like, stop saying it. I think I probably started, and partially because of the illness, creates, I spit things out, you have reaction verbally even, but also I think being alone, you can be accustomed to talking, and
No.
there's not a consequence except the dog might be like, huh? But they're used to my craziness. But just talk, go to get the pans and talking, and that's not a normal thing, I guess. Um,
People don't talk to themselves all the time whenever they're alone.
because whenever somebody's around me in a store and they're talking to themselves, I get really freaked out.
Mm.
If they say like once somebody was like singing along to a song that was on the speaker. I was like, huh? And it's like that they were doing this publicly out loud. There's nothing like wrong with that, I guess, but it was so like
Wrong.
what?
It's kind of wrong.
Well, that's a horrible song. But I'm trying to think of what one it was. I was on the roof the other day, but I just mean like if they're in the aisle and they're like, not this flower, but this flower, something, right? I know, like I recognize it in my own reaction. So the way that I talk so much, like I really try to not in public. But
Hmm.
if I'm like in a corner, or sometimes if I'm really, really overwhelmed, it'll come out talking, even though I know people could hear. And I think maybe it is a comfort, like my talking to myself, like sort of saying the like I'll say the words like, now, where did I put this? What did I come here to get? What like there must be some part of my brain that finds a comfort in being able to speak those words, even if it's
Hmm.
wrong that I shouldn't be doing that in front of people. So, but I have to try and stop that or control that more. But and maybe that is growing crazy. That's like a person slipping to madness, and you can't stop it. No, I very much would like to be more in control of my mind, but I find it to be, um, actually painful sometimes, like, some thoughts are actually do you ever have that where some thoughts are too painful to get too close to? And
Mm,
okay, so you won't admit it, but there might be something somewhere where especially, like, where there's trauma. So for
I don't remember.
me, like, there's definitely things, like, I could start talking about and open that up, and I will start crying. So it's like but there's so much more and more that's like, okay, well, that's a pain place. Okay, that's a pain place. That's connects to such a pain that it became overwhelming to be in my mind. So I
Oh,
very much wish I had more control over it, but I think I rescinded a lot of control due to the pain that I sort of shut it off my power a lot to auto have, even though it was bad what I said to myself and things. Because some thinking about some things I think I found led to very dark places. Um, so it's like there's no way out.
yeah.
Yeah, but if I when I what?
Hearing more and more about your dark places, not good things.
Dark places like they're like memories or uh like a memory that connects to a feeling, or vice versa, that's too painful a trigger. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like there's a sadness. Like, I have a sadness about a dog that I lost growing up that got hit by a car in front of me that my mom blamed me for. Um, and if I access that memory enough, that feeling is, I can't. Um, for example, it's so dark, it's so guilt, it's so affecting. Um, but I've gotten more and more of those, not just that Patches, my dog that died,
Yeah.
but like in these places and these different like people and this when I say like, well, what was Shane and what was this person and like I guess it just all got to be too much and my mind gave up like on rest and you don't really do that. So what happens is like, oh, weird mechanisms kicked in that aren't really serving me anymore. Like and one of them maybe was talking to myself more, letting myself just say it because it was easier, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't wanna unwind more, I don't wanna spiral more, like, I know, like, you're not, like, a doctor, I'm just saying, like, I think I asked if you ever got depressed, if you could relate, if there was something that you did because 'cause you're also alone, and, um, if there was
Only
something. What?
a little bit as far as relating.
Yeah, I know, but I think I thought maybe with you not going to Prague, like, I was wondering if maybe you were feeling down and that was why you didn't wanna be with those
It's
guys.
just been there, done that. Don't want to do it again. I'd rather do something else.
Yeah, you didn't have that much
You know,
fun. It wasn't worth it.
it's just not.
Yeah.
Just talking about your dark places that you've been talking about a little more recently. Whenever we were talking the other week when you hurt your hand, put it down to extreme frustration and just letting it out, and you hurt your hand. But then you've mentioned the last week or so you burnt your finger on the curling iron or whatever.
Yeah, that was like a few days ago.
And other words you've been using, not good stuff.
Yeah. Well,
That's different than just getting frustration out. Scary to hear you talk like that, say those things.
yeah, because it can turn really fast. It's like
Mm-hmm.
something can trigger and you can go down really fast, even if you're stable 1 minute. And it's like, this is too much. This, I don't want to feel this pain. I don't want to feel this too much. It's like,
Yeah.
that's just how I describe it. Like,
Yeah.
um, but then you're right. Once you open that door, it's like, now you have a pattern. Now you have a habit. Now your mind thinks,
Mm-hmm.
what do I do? This I can do. Like, I don't know.
So something happens again, and then that is your go-to, and then you end up hurt again.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
like a
great.
reflex to that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know that the doctor wants me to get a new psychiatrist and wants me to try this different like SSRI, which I don't really fond of. But then I guess I feel
It
like
is decent to them.
yes, they know that. That's how I feel, but that's what they recommend. And it's like I can't help you anymore. Your organs are functioning. This is what a doctor would do. Outside of that, it's the mental health field. It's a psychologist, psychiatrist, and I guess maybe for a short time, I guess maybe I could see a new person and see what they say, but um, maybe I'm feel like I'm so vulnerable that I when I say like this is too much, it's like how could you experiment with yourself like a guinea pig on some other medication? Because what if it goes wrong? I think it's dangerous when there's drugs that affect your brain, your head already,
Yeah.
and
See where coming from.
they said, okay, well, you can start small and have like a small dose and see how that affects you. But maybe it's what I need, but it feels like going back to the same like a pond full of shit water and not expecting shit water. Why do I go back to that pond? It's a bad pond and it's dirty, I guess.
You're a lot. If you hurt yourself, I'd be so pissed. Maybe, maybe if you know that might help you not do it. I don't know.
Or threatening me.
Responsibility that comes with that. If someone cares about you and you care about them, you have a responsibility to not do something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I feel better that some I got that through to that person to get these things taken down. It's actually like you go on that site, then they have these links where they know places are that have me,
Yeah.
and that was so hard seeing that. I think that was the night with the finger. I think it was like my
That's
mind couldn't. Yeah,
each other too. You know what I mean? Say if one thing goes up on one, then they all just take it and just scum.
it's just such a. But it's not even that. Like even when if they're having current. Anyway, it doesn't. They don't have current lately, but it's like so crushing. And
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like coping is like ignoring it. It's like forgetting about something for a little while, even the horrible things. Not that I give a fuck, but the straight ignoring of it. Like when I say like with my mom, part of that to stop like the immediacy of like crying, because I got this book about grief that I'd never been able to read because my like cope was to not think about it as much as intensely as going through that process would of actually the grief, like so if I knew somebody that was on like that flight or whatever that crashed, like going and looking at all these links and these pictures and doing that, like it would be like ignoring that as a method for get through the moments. Whereas in my position, I can't ignore what's happened to me. That I have to be the one to fight it is like cruel. Like you're like seeing this because you're trying to do the right thing to stand up for yourself, but yet by seeing it, it hurt me so bad that like was so crushing and couldn't stop crying. And got like you're in this place, and it's like what I can't ignore it. I did for some days before that, hoping it's got to be doing something. And then I had to log on to see that. Um, and then it was good because I fought to get a person and wrote them, and but on the other hand, not good because it brought me so low. Well, what can you do? Like, and I know like you're saying like, oh, the not give a fuck. I don't know how to not give a fuck about something. It's so, and I don't think I should because
Okay, I don't really think he can,
yeah.
but it's just
But I'm saying that was a trigger to that moment. That wasn't so typical, but I think thinking about that was like felt so powerless and anger probably. This rage about it, but it was nowhere to go. And I think I have to protect myself from getting that feeling and you're right, replacing it with terror would be really pissed. And like get through this moment. Don't do something. I mean, there was a time in my life that I had a problem with breaking things on purpose of my own that I would get upset and smash my own and then feel so bad. Like I've had things that now, like something my mom gave me, but it's just in such being upset, I threw. Um, and then afterwards, I'm like, what have I done? And but I don't do that anymore. So if I can get out of that, I could get out of like this kind of a dissent, especially when you're talking sense into me. Like this is hard to hear, but I think I felt important to express that because maybe it'll come through to somebody like not to hurt people like this. Maybe they don't care at all, but if I put a mask up, like actually I'm fine. I'm not affected at all. It's like, what good is that going to do? Because I know Arthur thinks that that's the right idea, but to me, it's like you're saying, oh, you can hurt people, and actually they just like spring up, like, hit me again. Boing. I'm not a real person. Like, what am I thinking of? Like a game where you shoot paintball or something? Like, see? Like, where it's like, no, I'm actually getting really hot shots. I'm actually taking incoming fire here. Yeah, well, that's the bull, but like, there's some game where like come back up. Yeah, maybe it's that. Yeah, some carnival game, I guess, but that I'm not a carnival game that like actually like this has really harmed me and I thought I actually thought it would be better if I came on a different channel for a while before they even gave me the strike and I was forced to just because I thought that the idea that some people might be watching that were have harmed me was
Mm-hmm.
kind of intense in that moment, like the security, like seeing you helped, knowing like you have my back, but like maybe I needed to get away for a little while on a different channel because going through this and being on that channel, I can't help but feel that so many people are either, yeah, either did that or are willing to. Like you got to think people, it's really sick to think this, but I bet you that there are some people that after hearing about my pain went and sought it out.
I would say are 100% accurate, as bad as it is.
All right. And that's it's kind of it's actually a horrible thought and then to be still there talking and it's hard to act like you're okay and you're not okay. Actually, the
Nice.
book I got on grief, I think is called "It's Okay That You're Not Okay."
I think Arthur is right. I don't think you should have to hide it. I don't think you should hide it. I think even one person that done that, seen the pain they caused and it done something,
Yeah.
changed them, made them feel some responsibility, made them feel some hurt. They deserve it.
Yeah, I just didn't feel
Look,
like it was I didn't see anything empowering in pretending and having to and being forced to pretend for others' sake to hide my feelings and pretend that I felt some other way because it made other people more comfortable when because I don't see anything empowering in that. It's actually like this is what it's really going through and I'm trying to get therapy now, maybe a new psychiatrist. Um I think for that to happen while having no therapist, and also what happened with the dog, I could have used someone like professional at that point too, but hopefully with the person next Friday will help. And I think, and maybe it's like I was saying to Jerry, like just because you hasn't happened before doesn't mean it won't. Like just because you haven't found a way yet doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So just because I don't feel a therapist has genuinely helped me yet doesn't mean that I can't. Um,
No, only not.
um, and I shouldn't take that as proof, definitive proof in this or this, but um, yeah. So I'm,
Like, they're not the same. And so that one might have the answers that the other ones don't and just get it,
yeah.
what to do, you know?
Well,
It's complicated field.
I'm sorry that it. I'm sorry that uh, made you feel bad, but I'm glad that you're telling me, and I am working harder on it, and I think even today, I just tried to share my I was quiet all day, and I was thought I'm just gonna say the truth. I'm struggling today, and that um I acknowledge it, and I think about why I am, and not just giving up on it and saying, "Well, that's a bad day." Like I actually thought, why and what are these thoughts? And I signed up for a new therapist, and you know, I'm trying to think, even just asking you these questions, like, have you been depressed? Like, what worked for you? And I'm trying to be experiment.
No answers for me.
No, your
Just
answers are good because they're honest. So I feel like
this gonna work, but
no,
this
I think that my emotional intensity appeals to people at times, but it's a lot. Like when it's happy or good, but it's not always happy or good.
told you before, good or bad, I'd rather you, to me anyway, I'd rather know.
Yeah.
To be honest, what some people might not like it, they might get sad, they might rather not see it, but I would rather see it. I'd rather know. It's again, it's just people are different. Mm.
Before Christmas, when I got hit with that, I remember it was like the last day around of November when that happened with the dog. And I was really low and I was really scared. And then I started coming around. I started cleaning. Again, it's empowering yourself. Planning, I even applied for that partner. And I was like, I will be back. And I came back. And then I got the partner. I came on the partner. So I felt like there was days that it was bad, but then I was trying to turn around. And I remember before they came that night on Christmas, I hadn't been shaking so much on the show. And I was trying to put on like a nice dress, was trying to have like a good impression. Not
Mm-hmm.
perfect because I'd be still be like, I don't want to deal with this person. I'm really still be I was still scared at first, but like I remember my feeling change after just trying to survive through it. It was like I'm no longer in like trying to like enjoy and go on. Like I even had this plan of like 100 days and was making like progress every day. And I totally lost
Yeah.
track of that. It was like,
Um,
yeah, I was like losing weight and like trying to be healthier. I was just one to survive. And I think what you could see there was like the ability to come around when I'm feeling better and enjoying it, but then having to be dealt with this. So I feel like there will be more and more, I think, at one point, genuine joy. And like, I do have it now at moments, especially like my favorite time. It is when I'm like reading and hang out with you guys when I'm not like just in my own head. But I think it is less because it had to be less because of this happening. And there wasn't going to be a way to avoid that.
I think there's nothing wrong with it. You have to remember that's a major blow. Like that's not an easy thing for anyone. You know what I mean? That's a big thing.
Yeah. Um, especially like in the holidays and I couldn't get help and yeah, because that's when I remember really
There definitely will be joy again.
yeah,
Hopefully for a long time.
yeah, I'm telling myself you just had in that 100 days and you had a day one and you weren't feeling great and it was getting better. So you can do that. You can always start again and try a little. And it's like I think maybe this is all a sign that I'm at that point that I'm ready to like turn a corner again and be like, okay, and get a new team to help me with, therapy and stuff and fight this a different way, but trying to move in a positive direction because I'm really sick of being so sad that I'm pushing so hard. Like when I said that to Jerry about a flow, it's like I really want that again. The Talladega Nights, but I still need to see. uh,
It's fantastic.
yeah, and you seen that Labyrinth?
They used to be on all the time whenever I was a kid.
Yeah, I've not seen it. I thought well, it was interesting. It's got that David Bowie.
Because I was a kid, you only had a couple of TV channels, so they would just repeat it the same crap every year.
Yeah. No, like I come a long way, and then people still watch crap, and it's like, "What are you doing?" There's Severance. Like, oh my are you watching this?
Some-
Yeah, well, when are you gonna get your dodgy app? I mean, if they don't scalp you, if they don't scalp you, then
dodgy people.
you save so much money not being scalped. You got like a budget, your non-scalp budget for the dodgy app
Yeah.
movies.
Where I was going to pay those, I shouldn't pay those prices.
What I like to do is that you have the app is force you to watch things for me. And if they're worth it, then I watch it. So I'd be like, "Oh, yeah, Terry, watch this because you have the app." But like without the app, it's like, wait, what kind of worthless crap? Like I could have had you watch that other man movie and tell me it was horrible. Or a
I
totally
don't like
different
that. No,
different man, totally different man or something. Horrible.
I might have liked it and then told you to watch it.
No, you wouldn't. I know. No, you would not have. You would not have. No. Even watching it together, you'd be like, "This is so horrible." Like, especially you like that Talladega Nights. You like that kind of humor. That movie wasn't funny. You know, like there wasn't. It wasn't even funny bad. You know. So I don't think you would have liked it. But I think you would like Severance if
I
you
don't.
finished it or caught up.
Oh, why did I can't remember why I stopped. Do you know, if I'm watching something and I stop for, I need to binge it, especially some a series of as long, and I stop for some reason. Then if I can't just get back in it, to get back into it, it's like restarting all over again.
You know what? Severance is totally binge worthy, but following it every week is actually like my guilty pleasure or whatever because of all like the nerd places that break down the Easter eggs and what does this mean and theories and even just reviewing the episode. And I'll watch like another review of the same episode. And I just enjoy that. So just having this like let me have this like thing. And you know what I bet you? It's the world. The world of Severance. I think I'm more comfortable going into that world that they built. And I think you could probably relate to a show like, you know, where this this world that they're in, I'm more comfortable there. And so mentally thinking about Severance than this world.
Yeah.
And
If show like we were talking about that had the breakdown like podcasts and stuff after it and
this one,
all sorts of
this one, watch it.
like
Join.
all I'm saying is I could do weekly if I was also doing that.
It makes it more fun and it stretches it out.
Isn't there? It would be hard for me to do weekly.
Yeah, and they cover like if they have little like teaser trailers and then they have the podcast like actual Severance. There's a Severance podcast with like Ben Stiller and the writer and stuff. Um so they give you a lot, you know, for the fans. So I think
Complicated show, so it would help.
yeah, it helps and it's fun.
The couple of episodes I seen
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway,
was majorly spoiled before season 2 on X.
it's okay. That's I mean, but
And I don't know what the spoilers are. I just know it was because I've seen it trending, and then
okay, then that's even more fun. But even if it was, like, you could still enjoy it. But this is, I think, even better. The because you want to be like, oh, I want to see the next. I want to see the next. Anyway, thank you. Look, don't worry about me with this. Like, if anything, this should be more assuring to you that like I am I'm going to the doctor. I'm here every night. Like I'm still like
it's just, oh, just communicate with them as much as possible. be
Mm.
open to what they say. If they say, I want you to try this medication, no, be crystal clear your worries about doing it. You
Yeah.
don't have to do it, but just be clear with them why you don't want to.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll work with you.
Yeah, and maybe there's just something that's just a little bit, maybe just it changes just enough for the time being to switch these habits to get me out of this place, and I don't need to do it forever. But, like,
Yeah.
maybe something that's peace that could temporarily help, because I don't like to believe in these lifelong medicine.
No, me neither.
Yeah, and so, I take that as, like, good news, like, I'm exploring it. I am actually, like, um, making those moves even though I'm pushing against the weight. I am pushing, and even when it's hard and I'm not, um like, I made a decision to fight this, and I think that that's really the most important part is, like, you gotta decide that you want to, and then from there, find the answer, but for a while, I yeah.
It's point that either you fight or you don't. Don't not good.
Well, sometimes all you can do to fight it is just to keep breathing. That's why I said about people playing the video games for a long time. It's like, you know what? I get it. Do what you gotta do to keep breathing, and if it's playing a video game right for a while, I can get that your mind is like, "Do this. Just keep playing this game like it's trying to save you," like, in its own way, like, from your troubles, like, and then you don't do it forever, but, like, so I think for a while it wasn't like I gave up, but it was like, "This is so much," but I was still making the things that needed to be done that I could for the most part. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, beating my own hand into the floor didn't was not a helpful move, but, besides that,
See,
I did
like onto the floor thing again. It's fine. It was frustration. It's whenever you do it again is where the issue for me comes in because that changes it to something else.
well, yeah, I mean, at one point, you run out of hands. Like,
Yeah. No.
not really I'm getting actually a hand doctor, I'm gonna get help with it, getting it back, and
Yeah.
you don't wanna go
Maybe you
through all
see.
that just to do it again, be like, "Damn it." But, yeah, it's such a lie, I have so many scars on my hand. That's not even true, like, I work the fryers, you know?
Tell you it's nonsense.
I get embarrassed on date night, and I'm, like, touching myself, I'm like, "So don't think about your hand scars or your hands aren't done with, like, this, like, long." Like, the people that care about that are not here. And the people here don't care about, like, that's so I never forget about it. Um, but I don't focus on that, the hands that you have lovely hands yourself. And oh god. This is what I was saying, like, Jerry, like, people that don't do this after they're 5. And I drew this pretty picture. I have nice hands. No, but this is why you'll be young forever. Uh, keep that up. I think, you have a lovely hands, a lovely voice, and it was great talking to you, and, um,
Which
not in a worrying state right now. I'm in a state that's was emotional today, but that's how I reacted was getting a therapist and being sad, but that's it. Um, nothing severe, and if anything, I did a little putting away books and looking forward to future books that I'm gonna read to you and, um, things like that. enjoyed.
Fuji.
Sure, so, I didn't even know that that existed, so no, that was not one. But wow.
Same. Take that because any book I've ever recommended or bought without has always been pretty bad.
Well, you just spill the tea that you read online. You can't help it. But I like to think more in um well, I like the idea of that if it was a discussion, but I don't think it would open for discussion if people aren't open to his.
What has he done? What he COVID?
I would leave my channel that day. By the time I get out, like, we're gonna read this book. Nope. Now, COVID isn't real. And actually, my
Told you it would be discussion. But
um,
apparently, the things he did
we
during
don't need to.
COVID, he apparently done the same things during the AIDS crisis because he was in the same position, and it's just a scumbag of a man. Apparently,
I'm sure plenty of people will be discussing that though. That doesn't need to be me. Like, I'm sure
yeah,
we can discuss other things.
it's one I should read alone.
Anyway, I know it must be so late your time. You must be so tired, but I appreciate you talking to me so much. You have no idea, and I love you. And I adore you.
Love you too.
Mwah. All right, guys. I finally released you after like 4 hours. Mwah. Love you. Good night.